IFCA All-Star Classic back on the ISC Sports Network. We are at Anderson University for tonight's contest, the annual battle of the North and the South. It is brought to you in part by the Anderson-Madison County Visitors Bureau. The fun starts here. Visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com. And by Valparaiso. Visit valpo.edu for more information or to schedule a visit. My name is Greg Rakestraw, joined as always by Lance Scheib. Coach, we have done this game so many times over the years. It was such a shame that we could not play this game last year. It's great to be back.
Great way to kick off the new year. Great way to end these seniors that are going on to college next year or this upcoming fall. Great tribute to them, their coaches, their parents, and their communities.
It is the South All-Stars that are in the white tops this evening. The North All-Stars in the blue tops. Gabe Puterbaugh from Richmond will handle the kickoff duties for the South All-Stars. Adai Llewellyn amongst those back deep to return, joined by running back Derek Woods from Elkhart. And Puterbaugh, as we have seen over the course of this game, has an absolute cannon for a leg, and we expect to see a lot of touchbacks when he's handling kickoff duties for the South tonight.
I love the way he kicks. Again, out of Richmond, really has a live leg. Great punter as well. Should be a lot of fun to watch him all game.
Let's show you the quarterback spotlight for our North All-Stars. James Arnold and Blaze Cano from South Adams and Hanover Central are the respective quarterbacks for tonight's contest. Arnold, 3,968 yards in helping lead the Starfires to the 1A championship game. Our quarterback profile presented by G2 Wins. Four wide receivers set. Arnold looking for the deep ball, has a man open, and he bobbled it. Springfield laid him out as well. The intended receiver was Marcus Hardy. He bobbled the ball and then got walloped by the former Carmel Greyhound.
One of the worst things to do as a receiver is have that ball hang up there the way it did. Arnold just hold on to it. It's a little bit too long here. And then Hardy, again, looking for the hit, concentrated, what was really good, but just couldn't bring it in.
See, really kind of two deep at every position. Sometimes at running back, you'll have three deep. From a lineman standpoint, you'll have maybe 7 or 8. You'll rotate throughout the course of the contest. You see Hardy over on the sidelines. Trainer will come take a look at him momentarily. 2nd down and 10. This will be a handoff. And there's a little bit of maneuvering room there. Gain of 1 on the play, setting up 3rd down and 9.
Talked to Scott Evans before the game and during the week. He loves his defensive front. He said they all play well. There's 8 of them. They're going to rotate, play great with their hands. Was really excited to see how they were going to do tonight against this really good offensive line for the North.
Amongst those up front for the South All-Stars, Ramel Williams wearing number 96 from Ben Davis High School. On the right-hand side of your screen, Turk Fatelli. Coach Evans from Southport was talking him up in the pregame. Line to gain is the 31. 3rd down and 9, and Arnold able to avoid pressure. Ball tipped away and nearly intercepted. Maddox Blackwell from Bloomington South. He's respected that Panther helmet. Nary a sticker on that light gray lid. Tips it away.
Played for Gabe Johnson. Just a great player going to Indiana State. Loved how he reacted. Again, a lot of time here for the quarterback to get rid of the ball, but great job by Blackwell there.
So on to punt the ball away is Zarnecki for the North All-Stars. Leighton Zarnecki, young man from 1A LaVille High School. Blackwell was also a basketball player at Bloomington South for J.R. Holmes. Back deep to return, and Fatelli made contact. Justin Shippey, our referee, said not enough there in it for a flag. This one will nestle down at the 26-yard line. So with that, here comes our quarterback profile for the South All-Stars. Again, brought to us by G2 Wins. Got a young football player in your household? G2 Wins will make them better. Casey and Mike Gillen have over 55 combined years in the sideline at both the high school and college level. They'll dedicate that experience to making your football player better, anywhere from the 3rd grade up to a college-level athlete. Learn more by logging on to g2wins.com or email Casey, twowins@gmail.com. Nathan McCahill from Cathedral High School gets the starting nod. Quick hitter, catch made. It's the young man from Avon High School that makes the play. Wallace Stovall Quick out, he'll pick up 6 or 7 yards, and what a one-year story Nathan McCahill was at Cathedral.
Incredible. Led them to the 5A state championship, was as good as anybody has been all year. Loved how he plays, and Nathan just is a great a dual threat quarterback, but so smart, witty, going to DePaul. They're giving himself a great one there.
Stovall had 59 catches for the Avon Orioles last season, 12 of those for touchdowns. Jacob Langdon. This is the Cathedral starting backfield that starts this game for the South All-Stars. Young man headed to the Ivy League in Columbia, and much as he did throughout the course of his senior season, picked up 6 or 7 yards on the carry.
Love how the young man plays. He just is downhill. He's got great track speed. He will do great things at Columbia.
I got to talk him out of wanting to be a broadcaster because he's way too good looking. He's going to take both of our jobs. Talented young man, was a National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete Award recipient in the month of June. McCahill, a talented runner of his own right, throws that ball just in time. That is Connor Delp, the all-time leading receiver in Center Grove football history. That is a catch to the 39-yard line, but a flag was thrown, and there was a lineman that got downfield. Wave off this 20-yard catch for Connor Delp.
McCahill steps up. I think in that case, put your lineman in kind of a bind. Is he going to run or pass? Again, getting downfield. Nathan thought he might have said he passed the line of scrimmage. That wasn't the case. The lineman just got downfield.
And let's face it, this was a situation where, at Cathedral, you play with a guy for a year or two.
Yep.
Here you've been with these guys for 3 days.
Exactly.
Players arrived here at camp at Anderson on Tuesday.
Coaches love the format this year. Felt like they got enough done in practice. Kids were fantastic.
1st and 15. McCahill will keep McCahill at over 800 yards rushing this year, and he makes up the penalty yardage and a couple of more. In fact, McCahill picks up 8 yards.
Love how Nathan just get very headsy, easy read for him. The defensive end closed down. He keeps it, makes up some of the yardage from the penalty.
And the story kind of around the Cathedral program coming into this year was about the freshman quarterback, was about O'Neill, about how talented he was, and McCahill never let him get the opportunity.
How McCahill started against Westfield and then came back against Carmel that we saw just had a great year.
Pump and go, looking for the deep ball, and outstanding coverage applied. That was Vinny Ambrose, one of the captains for the North All-Stars. The intended target on the play for the South was Adrian Terry, and it's 3rd down.
Great job on the defensive end of it here. You're going to see Terry a little hitch and go move here. Ball hung up just a little bit for McCahill. Thought we might have had a little face guarding. Did not get called. Good job.
Adrian's going to go play for one of our buddies, Ben Cullen, on the assistant coaching staff at Trine University. Outstanding Division III program in Angola, Indiana. 3rd down. And that time on the out, breaking that more of an in route, was Mason Peening from Westfield. McCahill throws it behind him, and the North All-Stars get a stop after 1 South 1st down.
Great job by Braden Payne from Concordia heading to St. Francis. He broke on the ball, almost had himself a chance for a pick 6.
So Peterbaugh is on to kick this ball away. Llewellyn and Woods back deep to return. Adai Llewellyn, his brother Ezra, they were star players for Coach Barry and Pioneer the last 4 years. Peterbaugh averaged nearly 45 yards a punt this year, and the side winding bounce will eventually settle down at the 17-yard line. A kick of 41 yards with no return. Well, we referenced the young men from Cathedral High School throughout that last drive, and their appearance in today's game is presented by the Pat Kendall Insurance Agency of Allstate. You're always in good hands with the Pat Kendall Agency on the south side of Indianapolis. Call today, 317-881-0412.
Always anxious to see how the coaches do the rotation. Are they going to let a full unit play the first quarter and third quarter? They go second and fourth as every 2 series. But I'll be anxious. All these kids are all-stars, and they all are going to get on the field a lot.
I can spot Blaze Kano's helmet from the sideline, so I know it's going to be James Arnold, the quarterback from South Adams. It's going to play at Marion University. A little power toss here. This is Omarion Dixon from Harrison High School, and he is knocked forward by Sean Sinovic of Roncalli. but not before Omarion, who had 3 great years at Harrison playing for Coach Peebles, picks up 9 yards.
Omarion just is a big, thick, bruising running back, really physical, can take the top off also and take it the distance when given the opportunity.
Going to play at Indiana State. Errant snap at Arnold, just has to gobble up, and that 9-yard gain is wiped away and then some. And again, the unfamiliarity between quarterback and center, you see that in these all-star games.
Well, it's just one of those things when you haven't been playing since last Thanksgiving for some of these young men, and beyond that, it just takes a little while to get the rust off. You're going to see that early on in the game, but hopefully it's just limited.
So instead of now 2nd and 1, now you're backed up to nearly 3rd and 20 coming up here.
Look for a swing pass, some kind of screen, something that gets the ball out of Arnold's hands quickly.
3 wide receivers set. Solo flyer bottom side is Zion King. Pressure comes. Arnold throwing the deep ball, but really kind of overthrew everybody. Closest player to it was Hunter Hatfield in coverage with South. And here comes the punt team on, and Zarnecki again for the North All-Stars.
Great job by that South defense. Again, what was helped by the poor snap, but just a good series for them. Now it's field position battle, and the South has a chance to really improve with this punt return.
Zarnecki's last punt was a good one. As we reference, played at LaVille High School. Blackwell and Therese Reed back deep to return the punt. And again, there's going to be contact. Let's see just how stringent of a violation it is. So Blackwell has a great return going, but all of this is for naught, as he has tripped to the 35-yard line. I believe Justin Shippey's going to say this is the 5-yard penalty. Nope, personal foul is what the call is. Now it's beyond 15 yards. It's automatic first down.
Yes, it's going to be anytime you have a personal foul, yes.
So the ball was back at the 7-yard line. That was Nigel Bryant that couldn't stop his momentum. And here comes the offense right back on the field. So from 4th and 20, a first down has been obtained by the North All-Stars. Justin Shippey of Fort Wayne, our referee. Well, with that, we'll see the offense back on the field for the North All-Stars. That includes Drew Pierce of Tipton. Coca-Cola of Kokomo wants to congratulate him on his selection for tonight's game. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been family operated since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is a partner with 25 high schools in north central Indiana, and they are proud to keep the Tipton Blue Devils hydrated in the classroom and on the field. And with that, we'll also see Blaze Cano into the contest. Young man from Hanover Central. This is a school that has not been playing football for longer than the last decade, and they have an all-star in this game.
Excited to see Blaze play what was a football-baseball standout at Hanover Central, and you saw him this spring with baseball, and love his shiftiness, his quickness. Thought he was great this week in the 2-minute drill all week long.
And I gave him the baseball pronunciation as in Robinson. Cano. There we go. Sorry about that, Blaze. And you are right. I saw him playing at Victory Field about 2 weeks ago at this point as the starting shortstop for the 3A runners-up in Hanover Central. And that young man is actually going to get to play both football and baseball at the Division III level. He's going to North Park in Chicago.
Love to see young men able to play both sports in college. Blaze will do great things. 2nd
down and long. And again, with pressure being applied, he'll be dropped. Combining that time for the sack, Blake Ritzert and Brock Carrington. Carrington from Greencastle. Ritzert from Mount Vernon of Posey County. 3rd and ultra long comes up again for the North All-Stars.
Great job by the defensive front again. They're doing a nice job of getting Blaze. Blaze is on the move, kind of getting him outside of the pocket that did not phase that south front. And linebackers, they really got after him a little bit. Present a 3rd and long now for the North.
Right now, the North in negative territory in terms of yards gained so far in this All-Star Classic. And it will simply be a draw. This is Woods. Young man from Elkhart High School. Of course, Elkhart in its first year with the merger of Memorial and Central. And an awfully good season did the newly christened Lions. As Woods picks up about 6 yards on the carry.
Going to Grand Valley up in Michigan. Again, nice size, good feet, nice quickness here. Almost picks up the first down.
Now that they and UIndy are no longer in the same league, I don't have that same feeling of just, of chagrin when I hear that statement. And Grand Valley is very well represented in this game.
Great job of coming and getting some of our best talent from the state of Indiana. They just keep rebuilding there.
Third kick, but second that will count for Zarnecki. Blackwell bobbles it, but falls on it quickly at the 49-yard line. We'll take this quick timeout. There's a timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. Back in a minute as you're watching the North-South All-Star Classic here on ISC and My Indy TV. McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That into the air. Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Macholtz Stadium, the home of the Anderson University Ravens. Thanks to Aaron Schneider, the sports information director here at AU, as well as football coach Steve Rock. Their hospitality during the week to make sure our signal gets to you, whether you're watching us on My Indy TV, ISC TV, or online at iscsportsnetwork.com. Tonight's game presented in part by the Anderson-Madison County Visitors Bureau. You've heard it said many times, in Anderson and Madison County, the fun starts here. If you're looking for something to do, visit us at visitandersonmadisoncounty.com. And Lance, every time I am here this time of year, all I can do is think about the 2 different stints in which this was the home for Colts training camp for so many years.
We are so close to the start of kicking that off again, and that is something that is for Indiana people. Again, this happened in 1984 when the Colts came to Indianapolis, and this just changed the whole dynamic of our state. And again, forever moving forward, I thank them for what they've done, because they really have changed the culture of Indiana football.
I think back to 2012 in a preseason kind of media get-together, and Jim Irsay says, I want to be in wild card contention by the time we get to November. And everybody tried to stifle their laughter because that was the year after Peyton Manning was let go and Andrew Luck was going to be a rookie quarterback. And we're like, hey, that's nice. Colts went 11-5 that year and we're a playoff team. So that's the memory I have of being up here for Colts training camp.
It was something I remember as a high school senior. Again, having them here for the first time, being able to experience what's going on and seeing the Colts in the excitement, it just was dynamic.
By the way, that's left to right. Brett Colby, Mike Guevara, Rex Kurtz. Mike is getting the Rex Kurtz Media Award. Rex, retired writer from the Bloomington Herald-Times, and devoted as much to Indiana high school football as any writer across the state of Indiana. Mike does radio on ESPN 97.7 The Ref, assists in state finals in numerous sports, but especially in football. A very deserving winner, and always good to see Coach Colby involved as well.
Yeah, I'm happy for Mike and his family. Rex, when he was working for Bloomington Herald, it was to make the Times top 33 was, I think, almost bigger than making an all-state team for the entire state. And Rex just did a great job. Happy for Mike, and good to see Brett.
Colton Pence of Memorial in a quarterback for this drive that starts at the 50-yard line. That is Chase Valentine of Whiteland on the carry, and stiff arm down to about the 45-yard line. Tommy Regich from Central Catholic helped knock him out of bounds.
Tommy Regich just long, able to play that two match that they want to play in the game here. Loved his aggressiveness there in getting the back down.
You'll see 3 running backs in this game for the South All-Stars. The third is Micah Wilson, who averaged a nifty 10 yards a carry for 1A state champ Covenant Christian this year.
Micah can go now. Great feet. Should be fun to watch them all play.
And he'll get the ball right here. Off left tackle. Here he goes, but there was not a hold, but a tackle at the end of the line. And the umpire saw it, so wipe off a 25-yard gain by Wilson. This is all coming back because of a hold against the South.
Micah had done that all year long for Covenant Christian. Big reason why they had such a great success. But boy, he's got great feet. Woo!
You and I talked about this, that there's kind of a theme here. Lutheran has a player in the game at Filipovich. They've been playing football less than 20 years. Hanover Central and Covenant Christian are both kind of at the 10-year mark in terms of playing football. It's really neat to see it take hold in those schools and have players that qualify for an event like this one.
It is great for the communities, great for the schools as young as they are, and just neat to see players developed by our great coaches. That's one thing our state has done a great job by the IFCA, is the coaches and how we develop our coaches from top to bottom is awesome.
See on your screen, 2nd down and 15. Trips to the near side. Quick hitter by Pence, and Delp caught it, but then, nope. Goldie dropped it. Frankly, he's better off. That would have been an incomplete pass and a loss on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and 15.
Good to see Connor Delp and Keith both in this game here, playing for Eric Moore. Great to see him before the game as well.
Center Grove well represented with 2 players. Cathedral part of that group, Central Catholic, Covenant Christian among schools that have multiple players that are playing in this game.
Yeah, really watched Garrett Keith before the game, the tight end. My goodness, for a man that's 6'5", 255, he has got some sweet feet and just some great soft hands.
Play clock is down to 4. Pence gets the snap in time. Steps up to avoid pressure. Buys some time and then overthrows Wilson. Pence this year just shy of 1,800 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and right now the defenses are dominant in this game.
In all-star games, normally it is a low scoring based on field position and turnovers, and that's what we're seeing so far in this game.
So Peterbach on for the kick. Richmond Red Devil struggled this past year, but his stats were outstanding. Almost blocked and still absolutely airmails one that Llewellyn may have lost in the stratosphere. He had signaled a fair catch, even though it bounced, and so the play is over at the 14-yard line. Another 41-yard kick by Peterbach. He's asking for a little contact. Not going to get that.
And that really happened against the North the first time they punted as well, and that's really why that second time it was a little more aggressive and why it was called.
Okay, today's game is brought to us in part by G2 Wins. Got a young football player in your household? G2 Wins will make them better. Casey and Mike Gillen, over 55 combined years in a sideline, both at the high school and college level, and they'll dedicate that experience to making your football player better. G2wins.com for more info. Arnold back in at quarterback, and it's intercepted and to the house. Pick 6, touchdown. Ryan Dickinson of Centerville gets the South on the board.
Great job by Ryan of anticipation play for Kyle Padgett in Centerville. Just a stud of a player. Read the eyes and the drop of the quarterback. Stepped in front of the receiver, and nothing but green grass or green turf in front of him here. Nice job. Quick score by the defense.
Not surprising that a young man was a National Football Foundation Scholar athlete, had the smarts to read where that ball was going. Pick 6 for Dickinson. And it's 6-0 with Spencer Hanna on to kick the extra point for the South.
Play for Kyle Padgett, just a fantastic coach and doing a great job at Centerville. Happy to see the early score by the defense.
Peterbach, the holder. Spencer, 14 of 16 in terms of field goals this year for Coach John Hebert and Carmel. Snap down, and Spencer's kick is up and good. Defense scores first. South leads 7-0. We're back in 60 seconds on ISC and MyIndy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest. Yeah. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
the drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score! I want to thank our great friends at Circle City Broadcasting. It is wonderful to partner with our friends at My Indy TV. Well, in 6 weeks from tonight, we will bring our third year of high school football to TV 23. We'll be at Warren Central for their opener with Center Grove. Can't wait. And Llewellyn will watch that ball go to the end zone for a touchback.
Really excited there for Ryan Dickinson. Really a great anticipation by the defense. And I love it when kids have that knack and that feel. They understand the route concept. They understand the quick drop. And Ryan just stepped in front of it and took it to the house.
And Ryan's of that group that this is their last football game.
Yes.
He is going to go to Indiana as a student. Very, as we mentioned, high-end academic kid. So this is the last time he's going to put the pads on. What a memory he's going to have from that game.
To be able to score and score early, just a tribute to what Ryan has done his entire life and just in the classroom and on the football field.
Ryan Walsh in the backfield. Jaramillo in front of him. A little power eye toss. Walsh, the Andrean fighting 59er, got the corner, but in part because somebody got taken down, and another penalty has been thrown, this time on the North All-Stars.
Looked like that might have been Blake Surface that got tackled or takedown there, and looks like he's okay. But again, a little grabby there by the offensive line. It does happen early.
And we know Blake's dad just a little bit.
A little bit? A
lot of folks in the state know Blake's dad and Blake's grandfather quite well, as in Matt, that played at Marion for his father, Mark, great football coach for many years in this state. Of course, Matt played at Indiana University. Blake's going to go play at Indiana State University. It's a 10-yard penalty. First penalty that marked off against the North. Walsh on the year. Over 1,000 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns for Andrean. And Kano hands it off, and Walsh had nowhere to go. It was a full-on committee meeting waiting on him. And Cole Veal, the young man that we're focusing on there, played for East Central. Where is he going to play his college football at, Lance?
Well, Cole Veal, my big boy here, what I'm excited, they didn't talk about what he's going to do. So I don't know what Cole's going to do.
I believe he's heading University of Annapolis.
Well, when you ask that question, the only thing that tells me is it being the UND grad, that's where he's going to play for.
I could be wrong about that.
For our good friend, Chris Keevers. Chris has done an incredible job of getting talent from the Annapolis area and building our Indiana area and building it. A great program.
Timeout on the field. And if I got that wrong, I apologize.
No,
I believe that's where he's going. Could be wrong. It says undecided in the program. I think that's the direction that he's headed. First timeout is taken by the North All-Stars. We'll keep it right here. Tonight's game presented in part by First Federal Savings Bank. They want to salute Trace Walter and Michael Menting of Mishawaka Marion for being named North-South All-Stars. First Federal Savings Bank takes pride in being one of the top mortgage lenders in the state of Indiana, as well as being a full-service bank that offers mortgage lending, commercial lending, deposit products, financial services, and insurances. They want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, MLS 399927.
One thing that coaches said about Cole is he plays downhill, and that certainly played into the play he just made there. Happy also to see Marcus Hardy back from Maryville. Got a little hit early in the game, but he's back.
Could be a double pass here. And looking to throw the ball deep middle, and center fielder waiting on it. Intercepted again by the South. Little trick play that went sideways to the North. We'll get you a number on the interceptor of that pass coming up in a matter of moments. The young man that threw the pass was Jake Reichert, who played some quarterback this year for Plymouth.
I believe we have Hunter Hatfield from South Dearborn with the interception. Goes up there and high points it. Great job by Hunter. again, another Southern Indiana player making a great play there for the South.
Well, that is back-to-back plays from a defensive standpoint made by young men that played in the Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference. East Central has dominated that league over the course of the years, but Lawrenceburg made a great run this past year. They were a state finalist a few years ago. For head coach Ryan Kniga, they made the regional round this year, running into Danville.
Turnovers always play a big role in this game, and so far the South has taken advantage of the first one. Let's see what they do here.
McCahill short-armed that one. Stovall was his target. By the way, Lawrenceburg was upended by Southridge, who then played Danville in the South semi-state. 2nd and 10, and by my total so far, right now there are 6 yards passing in today's game.
Two things normally dictate this early on. Defense normally wins, and you run the ball early, just because, again, these kids have not really played a whole rhythm of football since last fall, and so gets them a little bit of time to get back into a rhythm of throwing the ball.
They're well within field goal range for Spencer Hanna, but they're thinking about getting 6. Fake the handoff to Langdon. McCahill had an entire side of the field to his lonesome. And again, he and Langdon know that mesh read so well as McCahill picks up about 8 yards.
Making it a 3rd and short and manageable, but watch the mesh here and zone read by McCahill. Nice job. He's used to running this. Nice job of lowering his head and getting some extra yards there as he made some contact there with Sam Schott.
Good to see Sam in the ball game. Of course, we know Mom and Dad very well. Tom has worked with Purdue University for 3 decades at this point. Of course, Mom Jane was basketball coach at West Lafayette High School. This time it is Langdon. And Langdon does exactly what he needs to. Just a little dive play forward, crosses the 5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the South All-Stars.
Great job by Langdon. We love this young man and watched him play a couple times this year. But he runs with a great lean, just a athletic, aggressive, agile athlete. Going to Columbia, he'll do great things there on the East Coast.
Of course, led Cathedral to the 5A state championship. They were rated top 20 in the nation at the end of the year. Handoff goes to Langdon. Tries to bounce it outside, and nothing there. A sea of blue from the North All-Stars. Langdon able to hop his way forward about the 6-yard line, and a loss of 2 on the play.
Great pursuit by the defense of the North. Nice job here, and we're going to see a great view of this. Watch how the North and all those blue shirts are running to the sideline. Again, use the sideline as the 12th defender here, and don't let him get outside here. Great job by the North in general.
Vinny Ambrose helped lead the charge, young man from Elkhart High School.
Vinny, one of the captains on this year's North-South All-Star game. Just a great downhill physical linebacker going to UND.
Cahill looking for the corner of the end zone. Luke Wooten had broken inside, but Cahill thought he would go towards the corner pylon, and another incompletion.
Little mix-up there on the signals. McCahill is kind of talking to Wooten, trying to figure out what really happened there. But again, Wooten playing for Jamie Comer, our good friend, just had a great number and had a fantastic year at Danville.
Of course, Danville in the state championship game in 3A, finishing as the runner-up to Chittard. Wooten had 7 touchdowns this year, and as he played at Danville, he made many appearances on the ISC Sports Network this fall. 3rd and goal. Play clock at 4. It's a keeper by McCahill, and again, North had it covered. Luke Palmer in on the tackle. He's going to play at the Division III level up at Hope in Michigan. Played for the Homestead Spartans in high school. Makes the stop, and here comes Spencer Hanna on for the South All-Stars.
We love Spencer Hanna. Saw him hit 5 field goals against Warren Central, I believe. Is that correct?
Correct. Against LN.
Against LN to beat them, and on a last-second one in OT, I believe. Is that right? Is my memory going back to that one?
As we were getting to overtime.
That's right. As time expired. But boy, Spencer is got quite the leg. Great player for John Hebert at Carmel.
School record 5 field goals in one game, including the game winner. Wasn't the best snap, but Peter Baugh does a good job of making some lemonade on it by getting it down, and Hanna knocks it through. Spencer Hanna makes it 10-0. Again, our friends at Anderson Madison County Visitors Bureau offer this. Did you know? I know how much you love these things. Did you know that Mound State Park, which is not far from our location right here, has prehistoric Adena Hopewell Cultural earthworks? There are 10 earthworks, and it's believed that they were constructed around 160 BC. There are 10 mounds, and they range in size from a few inches tall to several feet high, and the mounds were used to track the seasons. You'll find more information. You log on to visitandersonmadisoncounty.com.
Been to mounds many a time. Did not realize that. Did you know? From there, beautiful park and great area to take your family, and appreciate them being a part of our broadcast tonight.
Woods in the lead, back deep to receive the kick for the North All-Stars.
Going to see Spencer Hanna now take over and do a little kickoff duties here as well. And again, after he added the extra point and field goal there recently, and again, really happy for what he's done all year long.
Spencer heading to Indiana University. That's one of those programs that Carmen, you just go, hey, the kicker's going to be really good.
Yep.
Every year. And his kick, returnable. Llewellyn Fields, 4-yard line. Reversal to Woods. And Woods finds a little room to run. And he'll step out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. That looked like the South had that one hemmed in. Woods had other ideas.
Great job, a little trickery there by the North. Woods did a great job of getting outside and out leveraging the South, and the South just kind of closed the gap too much. Great design by the North and their kickoff return team.
Good block downfield as well. That's Nick Miller, tight end from South Adams, who is going to join his high school teammate in James Arnold. Playing for Mark Henniger at Marian University. Just got our Marian University schedule in an email this afternoon for the ISC Sports Network. Kano tossed to Dixon, and Dixon churns and burns forward to the 39-yard line and gain of 5. And that formation looks a lot like what Coach Peoples would run at Harrison High School.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dixon, 6'1", 225. Terry Peoples just raves about him. Difference maker, great off the field as well as he is on the field. But boy, Dixon, he's had a really good week of practice, and happy to see him playing well tonight.
Going to play for Kurt Mallard, Indiana State, and he can play at that level. I have zero doubt about that.
Well, he is a dude. He is a stud. He's got the physical ability now. He's just got to learn to play at that level.
Indiana State starts their season in 7 weeks. They get to play on week 0, August 28th. Kano the handoff to Dixon, and this time nowhere to go. Tracked down, that's Blake Surface that makes the play.
Our buddy Blake, again, I've seen Blake as he's grown up, known Matt for forever, and I know that a lot of pride there in the Surface household tonight.
North at least lining up, knowing the quarter's about to end. They won't snap it. First quarter's done. Points off turnovers, a story so far. South 10, North nothing. Back after this as you're watching on ISC at MyIndy TV.
Jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them.
Presenting the Tom Kelly Memorial Award for Technology is Kurt Tippett. The recipient of the Tom Kelly Memorial Award is Sam Vaughn.
Back to Anderson University, although tonight's game on our airwaves on ISC and MyIndy TV, presented by Valparaiso University. We want to congratulate Concordia's Braden Payne, Lutheran's Hayden Filipich, and head coach Dave Pash for the honor of participating in tonight's game. At Valparaiso University, you can be part of something bigger without losing yourself in the crowd. Visit valpo.edu to request information or to schedule a visit. If you're wondering, why is Valparaiso sponsoring a player from Concordia and then Lutheran High School? For those that don't know, Valparaiso, a Lutheran university. There are 3 Lutheran high schools in the state of Indiana: Concordia Lutheran in Fort Wayne, Lutheran High School southeast side of Indy, and Trinity Lutheran High School in Seymour. So hence, Valparaiso supporting those players and those coaches. And I know you had a good conversation with South head coach Dave Pasch before the game. What he has done to build a program there in short order is really impressive.
It just goes to the credit of developing our talent as coaches. That's the one thing that our state has really done a great job in leadership of Bob Gaddis and Joe Goodman and others along the way. But that's just something, Dave has been around some great people. He's taken advantage of his opportunity and really has built a year-in, year-out contender there at Lutheran.
Brett Colby, Travis Nolting on your screen as Travis getting some well-deserved recognition.
Travis just does it the right way, and again, great to see Brett Colby, one of my dear friends there. Just 2 great men, besides being fantastic football coaches. And I know Brett is loving helping his son Austin now that's back at Kokomo, and just a great family affair.
Tonight's game is also presented in part by G2 Wins. Got a young football player in your household? G2 Wins will make them better. Casey and Mike Gillen have 55 combined years in a sideline at both the high school and college level. They'll dedicate that experience to making your football player better, anywhere from the 3rd grade on up to a college level athlete. Learn more by logging on to g2wins.com or email Casey at gtwowins@gmail.com.
I want to give a quick shout out to talking about Valparaiso. Landon Fox has done a really good job since taking over Valpo at the college level, and just really has enjoyed the area and environment that he has at Valparaiso.
As they play in the Pioneer Football League along with Butler. Kano throws it out in the flat. Catch is made, then dropping. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Yes, that is the ruling. Nick Flesher was the target on that play. Here comes the punt team on yet again, and the passing game continues to be a struggle on both sides.
And Nick Flesher, I love the young man going to Ave Maria. Might be the best decision, going down to Naples.
And hello to our buddy, the new AD at Ave Maria, Will Hampton.
I talked to Will this week about that. And Will's a good friend of mine, coaches his son John, and he's excited about moving the family down there to the Naples area. And Nick is going to play both football and baseball for Ave Maria.
And I think Maggie's going to transfer and play softball
from
there
Detroit
too.
Mercer, yes.
Punt checks up for Zarnecki, and it will be down at about the 21-yard line. Kick will be good for about 40 yards. Zarnecki has been awfully busy so far for the North All-Stars.
Done a great job of just, again, trying to flip the field the best he can with the punting. And, again, field position and turnovers have really helped the South so far. Let's see now if they can take the ball and drive it 80 yards here for some points.
It'll be Colton Pence, and we really have just seen the South alternate quarterbacks. Again, Pence, a young man that has spent some time at wide receiver for John Hurley's team at Memorial, and what a job John has done making Memorial into a statewide level football power.
I love John Hurley. He just does it the right way. Evansville area, great pocket for phenomenal football, and he's got a big, strong arm quarterback here in Pence.
He's had a few of them the last few years.
A little bit.
Look at that throw. Delp steps out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and my goodness, what a throw from Pence. That was across his body 30 yards down the field.
Got his shoulders turned towards the line of scrimmage. Great job by Pence of doing that. Hit Delph. I love Delph. He is just was a great fun player to watch at Center Grove. Again, watch here what Pence does. Again, goes to his left a little bit here. Hard for all you young quarterbacks. Get that shoulder going downhill, square to the line of scrimmage. You got more accuracy that way.
Colton, 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Playing for the Tigers last year. They won the 4A title the year before. They won the 3A title 2 years before that. This is Valentine from Whiteland. And handoff up the gut. Not exactly atypical from what he was asked to do as a Whiteland Warrior as he picks up 5.
Played for Darren Fisher there at Whiteland. Love Chase. Again, been an impressive week for him. Again, the coaches talked about him. Felt like he really has shown up well this week, in great shape. It's been a lot of fun.
And Chase, one of the guys, this is as of now, is his last football game.
And he's going to go on and go to school next year at Ivy Tech and then move forward from there.
2nd and 5. Delp with a blocker in front of him. Delp makes one defender miss. Down the sideline, shouldered out of bounds at about the 24. Connor had 39 catches at Center Grove. That's like 80 anywhere else. That kid can really play.
Delph, great job here. Great feet. Love him. Watch him in space here. Tackling in space is big this week just because you haven't tackled for so long here. Delph makes a man miss. Has had back-to-back great plays here for the South.
So ball at the 25-yard line. Delp with 42 yards receiving on the drive. Catches of 23 and 19 yards. Handoff to Valentine, and the Turf Monster got it. Credit to Tyler Turley for blowing up the play as well. Young man that helped lead the Hobart Rickies to the 4A state championship game.
Turley, just a great job of using his hips, great explosion, and hands. What I watch on, from a defensive lineman standpoint is how good are you with your hands, and then can you lock out and bring those hips to create separation.
And we at the ISC Sports Network are thrilled to be going back to the Brickyard Stadium in December for the second playing of the America's Crossroads Bowl, featuring the Great Midwest Athletic Conference and the GLVC. A college football bowl game for you coming up later this year here on ISC. 2nd down. This is Wilson. Wilson, great job of cutting back.
Goodbye.
And Wilson, the house, 25-yard scamper. Let's credit Hunter Nicholson up front for setting the wall that Wilson followed.
Ooh, what a great job up front, and then what a nice job of just understanding where he had to go. Wilson, again, great cut, jump cut, gets back there. When he made this last cut, it was over. Big reason why Covenant Christian did such a great job and appeared at Lucas Oil this past Thanksgiving.
He averaged 10 yards a carry this past season.
Unbelievable job. I just love the quickness and speed that he's able to show. Micah, again, going to Davenport University, great downhill runner.
New Division II program in Michigan.
Yep.
I think Llewellyn might have gotten a head start that time.
Llewellyn had been close the last 2 kicks, and so a little overzealous, which is okay, but looks like he may have been drawn offsides.
Yeah, it wasn't him. My apologies on that, Adai. Hannah will back up 5 yards.
Played for Adam Berry. We love the job that Adam Berry has done at Pioneer. They're now back down in 1A. CC went up to 2A, and they trade spots on who comes out of the north a lot. But excited to see what Adam's going to do this year with Pioneer.
Hannah gets this one up and through. 17-0 lead for the South here early in the second quarter. We're back after this on ISC and My Indy TV.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Tonight's game presented in part by Decatur County Memorial Hospital. I want to recognize North Decatur's Logan Caney and South Decatur's Brian Whitcamper for earning their spot in tonight's game. Decatur County Memorial Hospital, the quality care you want close by. Visit dcmh.net or call 812-222-DOCS. Curebaw's kick. Automatic touchback. This drive was at the 20-yard line from the north, and right now they're just trying to find terra firma because the first two drives you chalk up to defensive or offensive mistakes. Now you just saw the South put a drive together.
Well, the biggest thing right now that's killing the North is penalties, because they'll get into a little bit of a rhythm, and then they've got a holding call or something that brings it back. And in this game, the guys up front are too good on the defensive side to get into 3rd and 2nd and 15 and 20. Just hard to make up those yards off of a penalty.
So James Arnold at quarterback. We referenced the fact that you can catch Marion University football on the ISC Sports Network. They opened their season by hosting Division II Tiffin in their first game on September the 4th. That was a late add to the schedule. Arnold looking for the deep out, and the receiver stopped. If he kept going, that ball would have found him.
Just again, you're looking at timing. It's easier to run the football in this game. Again, I'm a receiver. I wish they would throw it every down. But it is hard to get into a rhythm, and again, they just weren't on the same page. Receiver didn't realize where the ball was going to be thrown a little bit, just off a little bit.
Nick Flesher.
Yep.
Playing at Andrean High School. Arnold, plenty of time now. Patelli gives chase. Just waiting. Throws across his body and overthrows his target. That's Nick Miller. That's his high school teammate from South Adams.
Anxious here to see, talking to the South coaches, they're talking about Therese Reed from Warren Central going to Grand Valley. Played for Jason West, who now has moved on to Franklin Central. In the matchup between him and Marcus Hardy, knowing that Marcus is a BCS type of receiver, they said Reed never got beat all week. They felt like the South skilled kids were as good as they've been in a long time, so I was anxious to see that matchup.
That defense was stifling for Warren Central this past year.
My gosh,
it was a young offense.
It was.
Defense had to carry the day. 3rd down. Looking for the deep ball. There's Hardy. Couldn't hang on to it. I mean, the pass hit him in stride.
Perfect.
40 yards down the field. Just couldn't hang on to it. Second time he has bobbled a ball tonight.
Arnold, what a great throw. He is there. It was well defended by the South. Nice job on the back end there by Boatwright, among others. But just a great job. Hardy just couldn't bring it down.
Unfortunately for the North, the name we have called as much as anybody's is Leighton Zarnecki. That's the punter. And that's blocked. And that could be picked up for 6 points. It will be. Touchdown for the South All-Stars. I think that's Blake Ritzert that recovered it. And it's all South right now.
Zarnecki kind of bobbled the snap a little bit and gave the South a chance to get in there. They've been close before, but just the bobble here allows that to happen. Great effort up front by the rush of the South. And then what a great job again. Love to see special teams and defensive scores in games like this.
And one of the things over the years that we have rarely seen in doing this game is a lopsided game early.
No.
And we are at that point right now.
And Richard, nice job of scooping and scoring there. You're right there from the standpoint. And again, to your point, Ray, we don't normally see this type of score this early.
Bobbled hold. Hannah made it work. The flag is going to be for a player being offside. You can wipe that away. The South has a 24-0 lead.
And you've got to find a little rhythm here if you are the North. The biggest issue they're having is blocking the South front, because they're in like a one-dimensional, and they're just trying to throw the ball downfield. They've got to find themselves a rhythm running the ball.
You also now have a defensive touchdown, an offensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown if you're the South.
Well, Dave Pash is thrilled. He loved the format of this year's game. Dave had been a coach in the past, but just loved the coming in on Tuesday. Felt like the kids got a lot out of it. Just love the character of both teams this year, kid-wise. Felt like the kids just were phenomenal young men.
I want to thank our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. They want to congratulate Plymouth's Jacob Reichert for his selection in tonight's game. Family owned and operated since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is a partner with 25 high schools in north central Indiana. Proud to keep the Plymouth Pilgrims hydrated, both in the classroom and on the field.
Grant Mosier, just a great job at South Adams and his staff. He talked to him before the game. He just was just thrilled with how well the staff got along, how much respect he has for the players and how they acted during practice, off the field. Just a positive week, a great week for Indiana football in general in our state.
I want to say a quick hello to our buddy Rob Gibson, former Marion University running back, and now the new head coach at Owen Valley High School. He's enjoying the broadcast tonight. Thank you, Coach. Llewellyn has opportunities. He bounces it outside, and Llewellyn wrapped up at about the 35-yard line. Dane Stevenson from Mooresville over to make the tackle.
Greg, the one thing I love about this game is a great representation of our state, Class A all the way through 6A. And to be able to see that and see the kids play against friends that they've seen all year at different levels is fun to be able to watch as a fan.
I think we have an officials timeout here. We have a variety of presentations during the course of the game, but not sure if we have one scheduled for right now. Looks like we're heading out to the field to make one. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and step aside ourselves. 9:26 to play in the first half. It is all South right now. They lead 24-0. We're back after this on ISC and My Indy TV.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Blaze Kano in at quarterback. Handoff to Ryan Walsh, and that is a solid 5 to 6 yard pickup, exactly what the North All-Stars need.
Brian Walsh played at Andrean, going to St. Francis, another great NAIA power in our state here. Great to see Ryan running downhill. That's what they need, 6 yards, make it a second and manageable. Nice job up front by the offensive line.
We are so lucky to have Indianapolis, Franklin, Hanover, Marion, St. Francis. I'm leaving some off.
Great football.
The small college football in this state, absolutely outstanding.
The coaches that represent those schools are just top-notch and great places and people you'd want your son to play for.
Walsh only picks up one that time. Blake Surface having himself a half over there making that tackle.
Blake is making a switch there. Normally been a free safety type, now playing outside linebacker. And again, he's just athletic and long, and I like how Blake plays.
Undersized linebacker for Surface. Where have I heard that before? It's been about 25 years.
Now, let's don't give Matt credit. Whatever, no. Whatever we do on the air here, I love Matt, but I don't want to give him because, again, not saying where he went to school down south. I don't want to go there, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, no, I love Matt.
3rd down and 3. Again, handoff to Walsh, and a bit of a bobbled handoff, and Walsh gets a yard at 24-0. Is he thinking about going for it here?
I think you got to think about it, and it looks like that's exactly what Grant may look at doing here. And you've got 4th and short. Try to get your quarterback on the edge. Be curious to see what they're going to do. It looks like they may. I think they go for it.
They're going the bigger back. They're bringing Dixon in. Dixon has had 3 carries for 12 yards. In other words, you're going to go for it on 4th and 2. You're going to hand the ball off, go to 6-1 and 225.
Dixon is a dude and going downhill, put a second back in the backfield. I like it.
That's Jaramillo, who lines up as a fullback for Coach Curtis at Warsaw. Problem is that the offensive line pulled on 2 when it should have been 3.
Yeah, the North is running a gap scheme. Great job of pulling linemen to be able to get those out in front. I like that. Now you're looking at 4th and 7. You're probably going to punt the ball.
And the last punt was blocked. Zarnecki will hope for a better fate this time around.
Yeah, Zarnecki, again, just a quick bobble. He's had a great job of punting, going to Indiana State next year. going to go play and be a young man on campus in Terre Haute.
Of course, our cameras were just there at Memorial Stadium 2 weeks ago for the Wabash Valley Football Coach Association All-Star Game. And picked up by Wilson, able to recover the muff punt, and will be taken down at about the 23-yard line.
24-yard line.
This portion of this broadcast presented by our friends at First Federal Savings Bank. They too want to salute Jacob Reichert of Plymouth for his selection as a North-South All-Star. First Federal Savings Bank takes pride in being one of the top mortgage lenders in the state of Indiana, as well as being a full-service bank that offers mortgage lending, commercial lending, deposit products, financial services, and insurances. They don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 399927.
Anxious here to see how the North is going to respond on defense. They finally have a full field here to defend the South. The South did a great job last drive and going all the way for a huge score for the South.
You see head coach Eric Moore, his Center Grove Trojans, state champions, undefeated state champions. And of course, they were ranked top 15 in the country in a variety of national polls at the end of the year.
And this year, he's got a lot back. That team was fantastic to watch last year. Eric has got a great nucleus back. The young man right there, he's with him.
One of the few players not coming back.
Carson going to play at Ball State, I believe, is really a young man who, without injury, probably would have had a chance to go after that state rushing record, but just a young man who represented Eric Moore and Center Grove awfully well.
Again, it's amazing to me that Center Grove has had back-to-back four-year backs. Where you have Titus McCoy, that began his career at Indiana State, followed immediately by Carson Steele.
And Carson, again, you're looking at this, and it's like, how can a freshman come in and do that in the mix and do what he does for Eric Moore? But what Eric does with the running game, he revolutionized this when he came to our state from Florida, and just one of the best young men. And again, Carson Steele represents him and his family very well.
And Carson with that number 1 jersey being represented as Mr. Football now again with the changes in the last decade in terms of Division I football players being on campus. We lost the young men that have played at Indiana, Ball State, Purdue, Notre Dame, etc., that used to be a part of this contest. It is still a very high level of football, given, as you and I talked about, the level of small college football that we have at the state. But again, for the guys that have kind of begun their careers at IU, that level, etc., we don't see them playing in this game. Great to see Carson recognized as Indiana's Mr. Football.
Absolutely. And really, the college game has changed because now they want them on campus in June. They want them there early to acclimate them to, the way of life of college student, academics, football-wise in general. And so those kids are not allowed to come back and play. But again, great to see Carson. He is just done so many great things for Center Grove and Trojan football.
Mike New, of course, is Ball State Cardinals, Arizona Bowl champions. Back on New Year's Eve against San Jose State. Little pop pass from McCahill to Luke Wooten, and Wooten gets it out to about the 32-yard line. 7-yard pickup on first down.
Love Wooten. They felt like in space he really can make some great plays. Luke, again, played for Jamie Comer. Going to Butler, just felt like he was one of those playmakers. He's going to go play for another great guy, and Jeff Forrest.
Again, Butler, part of the Pioneer Football League. They played a limited schedule in the spring, as most small colleges did. Indiana State at their level elected to opt out of playing in the spring, but Butler did play a handful of games in March and April. Of course, you and I had the pleasure of seeing a couple of University of Indianapolis games in April. Aaron snap, McCahill able to roll on, and I know that was one of the concerns the South coaches had, was shotgun snaps going a bit wild. Had not seen that for them until that one tonight.
No, they had a kind of a rough week with that, but something that really up until this point they really had fixed that problem. Now let's calm down again. This is the same thing that kind of caused the North to sputter a little bit. Now let's see if the North can take advantage of this on defense.
So 3rd and long coming up here for the South. Again, they really have had one lengthy scoring drive. That was earlier in the quarter. They have scored on a pick six, a blocked kick. I believe we have delay of game that is going to be called. That's false start. Third penalty against the South. 3rd and 9 became 3rd down and 14.
It felt like, again, there's movement inside there. It happens. Now that the adrenaline has kind of rushed off in the high of starting this game, now we're into the grind of it here and anxious to see how all the teams respond.
Jack Woodcock at center from Chittard High School. They play at Marion University. McCahill will step it up and will run. First down marker's the 35. He's got it. He was trying to direct Wilson, saying, hey, get this guy for me, would you? All the while, he was still running fast enough to pick up the first down from 14 yards away.
And that really is what separated Nathan this year. He did a great job with his feet. His arm was impeccable. But watch here, if you're a young quarterback, he feels pressure. He doesn't try to escape outwards, step up, climb up in the pocket. When you do that, again, you have still more time. Nathan understands that. Great job of being downfield, directing traffic to get the extra yards to get the first down.
Again, he had 800 yards rushing for Cathedral this past year. Not bad to go along with 41 passing touchdowns in 14 games.
What they did to Carmel week 2 is something I've never seen done to a Carmel defense, and they were clicking on all cylinders there, and that was just kind of a preview as they went from Westfield to Carmel up to Penn, and just Bill Peeps, and they got a lot of backs.
Again, you're looking at, they swept the Greater Catholic League of Cincinnati.
Yep.
After, as you talked about, in this order, Westfield, Carmel, Penn, Chittard, the first 4 weeks of the season.
And you're looking at 2 of those 4 went to the state finals.
Correct.
So it wasn't like they did it against everyone. Bill, I think, was probably he might have been a year earlier than we thought, but that offensive line, which is almost all back, was a difference in that team.
2nd and 19. McCahill at Stovall. Good catch. The defender draped on him. Coverage applied by Braden Payne on the play. A solid gain to get back the lost yards in the air and snap. 3rd down and 10.
Wallace here, great route here, just an in-breaking route play from my good friend Mark Bless. What a great job he's done it at Avon, and Wallace Stovall, just a playmaker, is going to do some great things at the next level going to St. Francis.
Marion and St. Francis did play this past spring in the Franciscan Bowl. That one won by Marion before they went on to the NAIA National Tournament in the spring. 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. McCahill buying time. And had 2 receivers in the same spot. They kind of knocked each other off in terms of going for the ball. Stovall and Terry were the intended targets on the play.
Another great job here of McCahill of just extending the play, and then you've got 2 receivers. Again, they're doing what the rules state you do when a quarterback comes your way. If you're nearest, you come to him. If you're right there, you run downfield, and Terry just couldn't bring it down. But great job again by McCahill of extending the play.
Woods and Llewellyn back deep for the North. Pewterbaugh, young man from Richmond High School. And that's an errant snap, too.
He's got time.
Pewterbaugh picks it up. Going to tuck it and run. Going to be a crackback block. And that's the situation where once he catches that ball, he's got to just hit and hope. He's got to kick that ball and let it go.
That far back and that far to go for the first down. Again, he did what he thought was best there, but if he could have kicked it, probably would have worked out a little better. But again, not his fault here, just a little bit of a high snap. He's got a little bit of time here, and again, the young man did what he thought was best. The penalty and flag there is a crackback block. You cannot do that. That is a blindside block. That's illegal now in our game. I love the rule. I think it's something that creates safety in our game. And so now the North is knocking on the door, and they need some points here. This will be huge right before the half.
First break, really, that's gone the North's way today.
And now let's see if they can take advantage of it. So you've got Hardy out here, all of 6'5", going to Ellsworth Junior College, and let's see if he can take advantage of that height here as they get work inside the red zone.
Jaramillo, the lead blocker for Woods in the backfield with a modified pistol formation. Toss play to Woods. Woods finds a seam and presses out the 15-yard line, much like the last drive. Good start on first down for the North.
Love what Woods does. I like the idea of getting him out on the edge. Make that south front run. You're helping your guys up front, getting good blocking from the perimeter, which made that a very positive first down play.
Want to thank my good buddy Roger Grossman from WRSW in Warsaw, making sure we had the proper pronunciation of Juan's last name. The lead blocker and fullback, of course, Bart Curtis, now the head coach at Warsaw, led them to their first football sectional championship in 2019.
Bart Curtis is just a class act. Everywhere he's been, he's won, but he's as a great a coach on the field, but he's even a better father and husband off it.
Woods, nowhere to go that time, and it is Ramel Williams from Ben Davis High School that makes the play, a loss of 3.
Williams is just a plugger of a defensive lineman, played for Jason Simmons, our good friend at Ben Davis High School, and doing great things. But Williams is going to UIndy. Again, love what Chris Keevers has done, getting that talent. We saw them this spring. That front that UIndy had was incredible, and Williams is only going to add to it.
And Chris is here tonight because his son Tucker's playing on the offensive line for the South All-Star.
Really happy for my teammate Chris Keevers and what job he's done at UIndy.
Arnold looking, throws, and threw it behind again. That was his high school teammate in Miller that was his target, but there was very little room, if any. And we're going to see the kick unit come on here. And we have talked a great deal about Leighton Zarnecki. We're going to see Liam Shepard on for the first time. Young man that played at Valparaiso, so he played a state championship game 2 years ago, and then Valparaiso beaten by Scott Turnquist in Zionsville in the 5A North semi-state championship this year.
What a great job Bill Marshall has done. My goodness, at Valparaiso, just coming in there and just taking them to elite levels, and I love what Bill does and what he stands for.
Shepard 11 of 14 this year, long of 45, bit of a high snap, and it's blocked again, and Blackwell may scoop and score this one. A foot race, another special teams touchdown is going to happen here for the South. Maddox Blackwell flying down the flank, picks it up. It is all South tonight. They lead 30-0.
When it rains, it pours, and again, 2 special team scores for the South. Great job by Blackwell of understanding that and getting it to the end zone, and again going to Indiana State, as we talked about earlier, going to play for Kurt Mallory, and Kurt's got himself quite the player there. A little Gabe Johnson Blooming South product.
So it's like playing bingo at this point for the South. They've scored off a block punt, they scored off a block kick, they've had a pick 6, and they have the conventional touchdown to go with the field goal at this juncture.
Happy for Dave Pash. He's just a class act, and his staff has done a nice job.
Hannah able to avoid the oncoming rush of Adai Llewellyn and knocks that one through. I know you enjoyed the Mounds education a few minutes ago. Let's learn more about Madison County, shall we? Did you know the town of Alexandria, just north of here, just kind of that way, up State Road 9, is home to a famous roadside attraction? The world's largest ball of paint. Michael Carmichael applied the first coat of paint to a baseball back in 1977. Since that time, said ball has 26,000 coats of paint on it. It weighs over 2.5 tons. It's listed in the Guinness Book of World Records twice. It must be painted every day. Lance, you can be a part of that record. Anyone viewing this broadcast can. Check it out at visitandersonmadisoncounty.com.
Well, I love what Pete Gass has done at Alexandria, so I can't say much about the paintball, but I do love the facts that were being read, but I do love what Pete Gass has done at Alexandria, and again, I love these ideas, and we got such great spots to visit in our state, and great that we're able to share those experiences to our audience.
Pewterbaugh to kick this one away. I thank Ray Compton from our great staff at the ISC Sports Network. Help put together many of these sponsorships that you hear throughout the course of our broadcast. And thanks to our wonderful ISC Sports Network crew, Jordan Shue, Jake Morris, Darrell Tibbs, Eldon Wheeler, Jake Goodpaster, Becca Kelly, Rob Lynch. Bringing our signal to you on ISC and MyIndyTV. Llewellyn, hands off to Woods. This time it's a bobble. Last time it worked. This time it didn't. That's been indicative of this half of the South All-Stars. This drive will start inside their own 5-yard line.
It's amazing momentum-wise, no matter what sport you're talking about, but we're here with football. on when something goes wrong and a team senses that. You kind of, you don't play less, you don't go, you're always going hard, but it seems like the ball bounces, the right way right now for the South. The North, and what Grant Mosier's done all week long and with his coaching staff, again, that's not how they wanted to start. They will finish this half strong, and I know we'll see even a better version in the second half.
You would think running play, get to halftime,
yes,
right?
Absolutely, and just, again, get this half over with and flush it away, and let's start over again here in the second half.
Here's Kano again. Less than 3 weeks ago, he was a starting shortstop at Victory Field. Handoff goes to Dixon. And Dixon gets a couple of yards. I think with a 31-point lead, you're not going to see the South take any timeouts. Could be wrong about that. We'll see.
Now, love what Blaze Kano's done, and just in his career at Hanover Central. Love to see that the young man has played multiple sports and excelled at both.
And again, going to play at the Division III level so he can keep playing those sports.
Love him at North Park. Great school, great academic venue, and just great to see Blaze carrying on a tradition of playing two sports.
Bit of a high snap. Kano lofts this one. That's going to be caught for a first down. That's Flesher. Flesher ridden down by Filipovich at the 35-yard line, but a much-needed shot in the arm for the North, as that's a pickup of 28 yards.
Nice job by Blaze of extending the play, again, stepping up in the pocket. Love the idea to throw to Flesher. And again, the Ave Maria product delivers from Andrean.
Clock is running, 45 seconds left to go in the half. Kano, little screen pass, and it's tipped down. The young man that got his hands on that one is Tommy O'Connor from Mooresville.
Mike Gillen product there going to Cincinnati. Love Tommy, 6'4", 230. When Cincinnati gets done with him, again, he is a good-looking, athletic defensive lineman, runs well. Mike Gillen says nothing but great things about him on the field and off the field. What a job Mike Gillen's done at Mooresville. You talk about a winner. Talk about a coach that does it the right way. Had a chance to be on Mike's staff at Decatur, a dear friend and a great coach.
First year that Mike was there, they struggled.
Yep.
But they made the sectional championship game. Got some extra practice, got some confidence, and it has been off to the races for that program ever since.
And they started, I believe, 0-8 or 0-9, and then won 4 straights to get to the sectional final. And Mike has done nothing but great things at Mooresville.
Kano trying to find something and somewhere to go, and O'Connor has other ideas, and that might be the last snap of the half, as Kano is dropped for a loss of 12 on the play.
Nice job by that South defense, especially the front, but really let's give credit to the back end with the DBs. There was not a lot of room for them to throw the ball.
Third down and long, and we'll go ahead and run at least one more play here. Kano just running. He'll be dropped in the field to play, and that's it. It won't be a sack. It'll be a gain of 3. But again, it has been all South in the first half. They have scored 21 of their 31 points on defense or special teams. Again, a blocked field goal for a touchdown, a blocked punt for a touchdown, a pick 6, a 25-yard scamper by Michael Wilson, and a field goal by Spencer Hanna, and giving the South a lopsided 31-0 advantage at halftime. Stay tuned. The Valparaiso University Halftime Show comes your way next as you're watching the 55th Annual IFCA North-South Football All-Star Classic right here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
From just a dream to the reality of hearing the pitter-patter of little feet, our highly skilled staff at Decatur County Memorial Hospital are here for you every step of the way. From just a dream to the reality of hearing the pitter-patter of little feet, our highly skilled staff at Decatur County Memorial Hospital are here for you every step of the way.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122.60 for Penn.
What a swim! 6 of them.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Back at Anderson University, Greg Rakestraw and Lance Scheib with you, our entire ISC Sports Network crew. This is kind of our typical sign that the football season is about to roll back around. For many years, it was 5 weeks out. The last couple times we played it, it's been 6 weeks out. 6 weeks from tonight, August 20th. We'll have high school football for you on ISC and MyIndy TV. Here it is the players that are heading off to college in the very near future. And right now it is all South. 31-0. Again, points on offense, defense, and right now special teams has been the biggest key in favor of the South dominance.
In this game, it normally happens that way because you've got kids that normally they're the best player on their team. They don't play special teams. We don't play a lot of it. And so a lot of the miscues come from guys that are not used to being on the punt team or the kickoff team. And we're seeing that in the South taking advantage of that. Now, these same guys next year as freshmen in college, that's how they'll get on the field, is through special teams. And so, this game normally is hard to do that because you've got guys that have never covered on punt or never covered on kickoff. And so you have issues at times because of that.
So again, Anderson University, the host for this game tonight, our halftime show, presented by our friends at Valparaiso University. This game, for so many years, has been played at North Central High School. Carmel has hosted it over the years as well. And a big part of the reason why this game was at North Central was because of the involvement of Paul Logan in the Indiana Football Coaches Association. So many things we are doing this year, we'll say, hey, we're doing this for the first time without Paul. His wife, Kathy, Mike, Sam are down there to kind of be recognized at halftime. And part of the reason why Paul Logan was such a revered man in the state of Indiana was not just what he meant to North Central athletics, but also what he meant to the Indiana Football Coaches Association. It would not be the All-Star game if the Logan family was not here to participate, even if we are not at North Central, but at AU tonight.
Love Paul Logan, love his family, love Kathy, Mike, Sam, and Will. The children are just class acts, and Paul and Kathy have done he just did a great job of raising them. They had a Paul Logan golf outing yesterday at his home course, and our state and our coaches give so much respect to Paul Logan, and there's Kathy there with Michael, and there's Kevin O'Shea, the coach, there's Sam, the daughter, who's a manager at IU. Great story about Sam. She is the other managers can't figure out how does Tom Allen, the head coach, know your name? He knows nobody else's manager's name for the most part. How does he know your name? And she just kind of chuckles and laughs. And she actually is the manager for the tight ends, and that's Kevin Wright, former coach at Carmel and Warren. And so, but just Paul has meant so much to our state, and just a huge loss, and just love him to death.
Let me tell you about Michael. Michael on June 12th got married. The next day, Paul was being recognized by the National Football Foundation for his contribution to the sport, and what's called the Terry Courage Award was presented to the entire Logan family. Michael started his honeymoon on Monday, so he could be there and honor his dad. And we told Michael, listen, young man, we know you have not gotten a single minute of sleep over the last 24 hours. For the love of God, thanks for being here. Please go home. But that's just to get indicative of what the Logan family is all about.
Well, they meant so much to North Central and North Central football. And again, he was all about Panther pride, and just as a coach and as an administrator, and just brought them leaps and bounds forward. And I'm just glad that we are still recognizing Paul and his family. And again, Kathy, just a great young lady, and just a lot of pride in what she's done with the family and with football.
Let's also take this moment to thank our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo, as they want to congratulate Western High School's Braden Erb for his selection in tonight's game. Braden also an outstanding wrestler at Western High School, a state finals qualifier a couple of times as well. Family owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola of Kokomo is partnered with 25 high schools in north central Indiana. And they are very proud to keep the Western Panthers hydrated both in the classroom and on the field. We'll take this quick time out. More halftime coverage comes your way next from Anderson. South all over the north, 31-0 as you're watching on ISC and My Indy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest, yeah. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Dan Douglas.
Welcome back here on ISC and My Indy TV. Again, we're at Anderson University. It is the 55th annual IFCA North-South Football All-Star Game. It's a tale of two locker rooms right now. And again, South dominant. This is very rare over the history of this football game, leading at 31-0. If you're Dave Pash, what is your message to your Chargers at halftime?
I think really you're telling your kids, great first half. This is the last time you're going to put a uniform on as a high school player. You need to make sure that you do everything you can to represent your school, your community, and yourself in a great way here. And again, make sure that your high school career ends on a very high note.
On the flip side, this is not a place that Grant Mosier has been very often the last years for South Adams, because they have been so good, leading it all the way to the state finals in an epic game against Covenant Christian in this year's 1A championship. This is not the all-star experience they wanted in terms of how it's played out in the first half. What's his message to his guys at halftime?
Similar to what Dave Pash is going to say, boys, this is the last time for some of you to ever play high school football. This is the last time for all of you to play, or some of you to play football, but high school football, it means so much to you. Let's make sure that we go out, show the character that got you into this game, and let's make sure that we represent the North and your families in such a great way.
Let's show you our halftime highlights. They are presented by Methodist Sports Medicine. They are the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for the IFCA and the North-South All-Star Game. And yards have been hard to come by for the North. Omarion Dixon has provided some of those.
Dixon reminds me so much of one of my college teammates in Ray Wallace, who played at North Central. Just a big, thick, great, agile back, and he's done a nice job here in the first half of pounding out some hard yards.
Blaze Kano again at quarterback, but special teams at times have been a problem for the North. Zarnecki's been asked to punt a lot. This one went well. He had a later one that certainly did not.
Zarnecki has done a nice job. He got a great leg, and he's just played really well.
Here is the first non-offensive touchdown. There were 3 of them for the South All-Stars. That one belonged to Ryan Dickinson of Centerville, a pick 6.
Great job by Ryan of anticipating the quick route, read the route and the quarterback drop, and stepped in front of it and took it to the house.
Extra point by Spencer Hanna would be good. It would make it 7-0. And then a little trickeration. Jacob Reichert of Plymouth spent some time as both a wide receiver and a quarterback this year. The South was waiting on it. Hunter Hatfield with the interception from South Dearborn.
South Dearborn product, great job of understanding and staying at home. Didn't get lulled to sleep by the double pass.
McCahill and Langdon, I tell you what, for as lethal as that backfield combination was this year for Cathedral, North defensively has kind of hemmed in those running plays so far tonight.
It is really hard to run on the edges here. Both teams can run so well.
To me, if you ask me what's the best throw of the night, it's that one right there from Colton Pence to Connor Dell.
Great job, great touch by Pence. Nice job of finding Delph, and Delph just runs a great route and catch after the run.
On the same drive, Connor Delph had back-to-back plays of 23 yards and 19 for the former Center Grove Trojan.
Love what Connor Delph does. Great feet. And then Wilson here. Great little job by the offense line, and then Wilson takes it to the house for a score.
By my calculations, he's had one official carry. That one for 25 yards and a touchdown. That would make it 17-0. Then comes the block punt. Ritzert recovers, and it's 24-0.
And it's starting to roll up on the north here. The south is scoring every way possible.
And again, McCahill had some struggles at first, but he's kind of found his ground both in terms of the passing game, but even more importantly with his feet.
He understood that the north was dropping because it was 3rd and long, so nice job of taking advantage of his feet.
McCahill has only 20 yards rushing, but that's because he's had 2 bad snaps and unfortunately kind of going against his rushing yards. His positive momentum has been 3 rushes for 35 yards. How about this 70-yard scoop and score by Maddox Blackwell?
Blackwell blocked it and then picked it up off the ricochet and took it to the house. Again, opportunistic has been the South, and they've scored in multiple ways.
And again, that is all of the scoring that has taken place in terms of this one so far. You'll see nice pickup here by Kano, finding Flesher. That's the best offensive play of this game so far for the North All-Stars, but again, nothing close to the end zone for the North. 31-0, South leads. Those are our halftime highlights brought to us by Mather Sports Medicine. Halftime stats and more come your way after this as you're watching the 55th annual IFCA North-South All-Star Classic on ISC and MyIndy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122.60 for Penn.
What a swim! Six of them.
Back at Macholtz Stadium, the home of the Anderson University Ravens, 31-0 South all over the North here in this IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. You see that Ravens logo, the man that is patrolling that on a daily basis as the head coach here at AU is my buddy Steve Rockin. It's been good to catch up with him this week, and he joins us now up here in the booth. Coach, I know this has been quite the undertaking for you and for Aaron Schneider, the SID here, and a lot of staff members at Anderson. What has it been like to host this event the last 4 days?
It's an awesome privilege. I'm very thankful to have the IFCA here with the Indiana All-Stars. It's a phenomenal opportunity for us to showcase a little bit about Anderson and Anderson University. Give these guys a great experience this week. We hope things have been well, and fortunately we dialed up some 75-degree weather tonight, so that's been good.
Our sponsor is the Anderson-Madison County Visitors Bureau. This truly is Chamber of Commerce weather we have gotten from the folks here in Madison County, and we certainly appreciate that. All of these events are like reunions for high school coaches, college coaches, etc. But there's a couple of special friends that you have that are recognized tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so a couple guys inducted into the Hall of Fame that I was very fortunate to spend a lot of my coaching career working with. One was Eric Moore at Center Grove, obviously a legend and still working hard, coaching things up, but doing a great job. And I learned so much from Eric. And then Mike Leonard at Franklin College. Had an opportunity to go to work for Mike. Spent 11 years with him. Phenomenal guy. taught me a lot, and I'm very thankful. And this is special to me to be able to host this game here and know that those two guys are going in the Hall of Fame.
You guys are about a month away from starting camp, correct?
Yes, sir.
What are your expectations for the fall?
We're super excited. We got a great group of guys returning. It's been a little uphill battle, and we're still battling, but we're thankful to have the opportunity. But the guys coming back understand the culture and what we're trying to improve here, and so with those guys and then the incoming freshmen, it's going to be a great fall for us.
And obviously you guys were dealt the hand of not being able to play in the fall, but you played in the spring. What is that like to have such a quick turnaround, knowing you played 5, 6, 7 games in March and April, and here your guys are back on campus come August?
It's awesome, and I've had a significant turnover in staff, and so it's been a busy summer between hiring staff and trying to put on this game and that type of thing. So, but we're thankful, and the fall looks really good. I think the group of guys we have in here, we can be super competitive. So.
When you want people to think about your Anderson program, what should be the first things that come to mind?
Hard, aggressive, going to play every play to the whistle, that type of thing. Good guys, and that's been the thing. When I worked with Coach Leonard down at Franklin, our MO there was we're going to recruit good human beings, and we were going to win ball games that way, and that's what we're doing here at Anderson, and just thankful for this great institution.
Catch the Ravens this fall, 10 games for them here at Macholtz Stadium. Again, guys are on campus as of August. Season starts just after Labor Day in September. Coach, always good to see you. Thanks for the time on a very busy day.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate all you do.
Steve Rock, head football coach, Anderson University. Again, his Ravens proud to host this event this evening. Lance Shibery joins us. Third quarter action comes your way next. South lead the North 31-0 here on ISC and My Indy TV. The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Before our third quarter of action gets underway, thanks to our friends at Valparaiso University. They want to congratulate Valpo's Liam Shepard, Maryville's Marcus Hardy and Devin Sanders, and Crown Point's Riley Granger, those players that grew up in the shadow, if you will, of Valparaiso University. It's an honor to participate in tonight's game. And at Valpo, you can be part of something bigger without losing yourself in the crowd. Visit valpo.edu to request information or to schedule a visit. Valpo's Liam Shepard on to kick this ball away. They finished as the runners-up to a very worthy New Pal team in 2019. Reference Scott Turnquist's Zionsville Ball Club knocked them out of the playoffs this year. Scott, one of the coaches on the South All-Stars. Scott is originally from Montana, and I thanked him for bringing some big sky weather with him for tonight's contest.
Scott's a class act. He's done a phenomenal job at Zionsville, and just really happy for him. Last year, or 2 years ago, winning the sectional. This past year, getting to the state championship. Just a class act.
And Shepard hammers this one. That is easily a touchback. Wilson will do little with it. Anything you do differently on this drive if you're the South when you got a 31-0 advantage?
Keep doing what you do. There's only so much that they got in because it's a short practice week, and so you're going to keep execution, keep doing the little things right. Probably not throw it as much or think about that, just to keep the clock going.
The story, frankly, has not been in the passing game for either side. 72 yards passing for the South, 28 yards passing for the North.
turnovers have played key, which it normally does in this game, but the South has really capitalized on the opportunities tonight.
Pence, quick hitter, catch made. That's Reed, again, who is listed as a defensive back, but getting some work as a wide receiver. Frankly, we saw Therese on the basketball floor this fall for Warren Central as well. 11-yard pickup, first down for the South.
Great timing there by Pence. Ball's out quick. Reed is able to get off the to back up the defender and then make yards after catch and create a first down. 7th first down of the game for the South. Yes, they had 4 touchdowns and 6 first downs in half number 1. It was a game of just miscues in the first half by the North.
Valentine runs into the wall after about a 3-yard pickup, and Devin Sanders there to steer him backwards. We just referenced Devin from Maryville, who's going to play for Mark Henniger and the Marion University Knights.
You talked about this earlier, and we talked a little bit about this in the first half. We've got some NAIA Division III, Division II schools here in our state that are fantastic. The coaching at those schools, it makes them elite and special, and we just talked about Steve Rock and what he's doing here at Anderson. But Mark Henniger, what a job he's done at Marion. Love what he's done as a total program and what's happening there at Marion.
Second down. Pence throws a deep ball, has man v man coverage, and incomplete pass. Tremendous coverage that time by Aiden Miller. From Eastbrook, a perennial now power for Coach Adamson in 2A.
Played for Jeff Adamson, one of my favorite coaches. You talk about a humble young man that just loves kids and does things the right way. What Jeff has done at Eastbrook is just amazing, and I'm always thankful to see him because you always feel better talking with Jeff. But great job of defense there by Miller.
So 3rd and 8 coming up. That's 3 for 6 for 53 yards unofficially. Blitz coming, trying to avoid it as best he can. Good footwork by Pence. Throws a jump ball. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be a first down. You know, in the pros, that's a 50-yard penalty. Wooten was the target. Here it'll be 15. Good enough to move the chains for the South.
Great job by Pence, again, of extending the play. Nice job, again, on the receiving end of making sure that he went after the ball, causing the penalty in Luke Wooten. And again, I love what Pence does, gives his receiver Wooten a chance. And the official, again, when you run into, I think that was Vinny Ambrose, that got there just a little early.
Sam Schott may have had a bit of a bear hug on that play as well.
He was there a little early as well. I'm a little excitable. Again, when the ball hangs up that way, that's what, as a defensive player and on the back end, both Schott and Ambrose, both great players. It's really hard to judge that when you're trying to defend that far downfield and get there at the right time.
Sam's going to go play at Division III powerhouse Illinois Wesleyan. Not too far away from West Lafayette.
No, Illinois Wesleyan's done a good job of coming in and getting some good talent. I know they've got Harry Abel, who played at North Central 2 years ago there as a quarterback. And so they're coming in and getting some of our better players, and Sam will do a great job there.
3-yard pickup for Valentine. He's got 5 carries for 15 yards so far. And anything that keeps the clock moving for the South is seen as a victory right now.
Like the pace and tempo that the South is using. I love what Pence is doing as a quarterback. Again, we talked about John Hurley, just a big, strong arm young man. I like his poise as he's going through there, going to IU this fall.
2nd down and 7 as the ball is at midfield. A little more time taking off the play clock now between snaps. Here's Wilson. Has a 25-yard touchdown, and even on a 3-yard run is impressive with the way he's able to escape a tackle.
Michael Wilson, 5'10", 170, got great feet. He's just, he's able to get that unblocked defender to miss at times. And boy, I like the way he plays.
And as you referenced, going to play at Davenport. That is a school that is very new to playing football, plays the Division II level in the GLIAC, same league as perennial power Grand Valley State. Ferris State, Saginaw Valley, been great. UIndy was in that league for a long time. 3rd down and 5. Pence Just buying time and finds his man, and that's the tight end. I'm not sure he's going to get the first down. Catch was made by Lilas Gordon. First time we have called his name tonight. He's a yard short, but they advance the ball for 4 more yards, and Pence has a 4th completion of the game.
You've been around Indiana football. You know the Rates name, and just love what Mark has done at Northview, and excited for what's happening there over on the western side of our state.
Brazil, Indiana, Western Indiana Conference. 4th and a yard, and again at 31-0. And the ball off you go for it here. Play clock is at 5. It'll be Wilson. Wilson does just enough. Nothing flashy. Needed a yard and picked up 4. Another first down of the drive for the South All-Stars.
Nice job up front by the offensive line of the South. And I love what Mike Wilson did. He got in there and he just delayed enough just to give his lineman a chance to create space. And again, he stayed inside there knowing he just needed a yard for the first down.
No running back has more than 5 carries so far in the game for the South All-Stars. Good job of balancing the freight amongst 3 tailbacks on the roster.
Coaches do a great job of making sure everyone gets into the game. Ball is spread evenly here. We're probably going to see more run than pass. As soon as I say that, of course, they throw the ball.
This is an extended handoff. Little flare pass to Wilson. Does a good job of bouncing it outside. It'll be just shy of a first down. He stepped out of bounds at the 31-yard line, up of 9.
It's a great job by Stovall of not doing the crackback block, because that would have been a flag. He kind of got in the way and then kind of bluffed and got out of the way, just giving Wilson enough room in space. You talk about it, just really was an extended handoff.
Covenant Christian is a member of the Circle City Conference, which is Roncalli, Chittard, Garenberg, Buff, etc., but they're not a football member of the conference. They may be getting good enough to the point in their future they might think about scheduling some of those schools in football.
Well, again, they're on the west side. They have a great run this last year, and a big reason was watching what Micah does, and I'll be anxious just to see what happens moving forward.
So yes, of the 6 schools that are affiliated with that league, 3 of them won state championships last year. Chittard in 3A, Roncalli in 4A, and Covenant Christian, a member in other sports, not football, won the 1A title.
Great conference, great athletes, great coaches make up for that type of success.
It's Rob Doyle at Chittard.
And John Rodenberg at Roncalli.
Becoming, we believe, the first coach to win state championships in 3 different states.
Really found his niche in both Kentucky and in Ohio, and then once he got to Roncalli, he was back in familiar territory and did what he does, and that is win.
Fake the handoff to Langdon. Pence on the keeper. Pence didn't run that much this year for John Hurley's ball. That's not normally what John asks his quarterbacks to do. 8 of 5 on the play for Pence.
The strong arm Pence, as you talked about, 17 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and John Hurley just again finds ways to keep winning games in the Evansville area.
Carter Bach, unfortunately, a slight injury coming out of the contest, hence the brief officials timeout, as Riley Wooden will come in to replace him for the North. Nearly 5.5 minutes off the clock already on this opening drive of quarter number 3.
Nice methodical job by the South, mixing in run and pass, enough to keep the North off balance, and Pence has really been really good in this drive.
2nd and 5. This is Langdon. Langdon cuts behind his offensive line, keeps the legs going. First down, touchdown, or is he in? He is. Stepped inside the pylon. Langdon from 19 yards out. 37-0 in favor of the South.
As big as Langdon is, again, he is a dude and a stud for Bill Peoples. Had great success with John O'Hara and track team. Happy for John winning the girls' state championship in track. But Langdon, again, a track specialist, a hurdler. And when you see hurdlers that are skill players, you've got great hips and great explosiveness, and you just saw that on display there for Langdon.
A soon-to-be Ivy Leaguer at Columbia University. Langdon, 12 rushing touchdowns this year, just shy of 1,500 rushing yards. Hannah, extra point, Pewter bought a hold, and the kick is good. South continues to roll 38-0 midway through the 3rd quarter here on ISC and My Indy TV.
ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa. My goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
What a swim. Six of them.
Spencer Hanna in to kick it off for the South.
Thanks to our wonderful ISC Sports Network crew. Jordan Shue, Jake Morris, Darrell Tibbs, Eldon Wheeler, Becca Kelly, Shea Goodpaster, Rob Lynch. Thanks to our friends at My Indy TV bringing tonight's game. Those of you watching online at ISCSportsNetwork.com. Adai Llewellyn fields at the 5-yard line, and the freeze from Cecina, the first player to get to him. And eventually Llewellyn stopped at the 15, and so the South didn't frankly generate much offense in the first half. And you're like, wait a minute, scores 38-0. No, that was defense and special teams. So they come out and they march the ball 80 yards down the field, 6 minutes, and Langdon gets the touchdown last time out.
2 impressive drives, one in the first half where they did about the same thing as they did there. But Langdon just was fantastic. Really loved what Pence did, made key plays, kept plays alive. But Langdon really showcased his skills again by scoring late in that third quarter.
Arnold and Dixon in the backfield for the North. Arnold finds his high school teammate in Miller. Miller able to survive the strip attempt out there in the flat by, I believe it was Maddox Blackwell, looking for another turnover for the South. 5-yard pickup, and that's the first completion for Arnold tonight.
Love the play call. Again, a little play fake, and then put your tight end back into the flat here. And again, Arnold very familiar offensively here with his head coach being the head coach of the North All-Stars here. And so let's see if they can get a little drive, a little rhythm going for the North. They didn't see a lot of that in the first half.
3 wide receivers set here for the North. Now they'll hand off to Dixon, and Dixon gets right to the line of scrimmage and is hauled down after that. Amongst those there to meet him, Jalen Wilson in on the play.
Wilson, great job, great hands. I love the way he plays off of blocks. It was great, from a linebacker standpoint, play for our buddy John Hart going to UIndy. Just a great player, was able to showcase his athleticism in that tackle.
In the second quarter, started to see some success on first down for the North, but they can never back it up on second down or third down.
Just not a rhythm, no flow right now. Give a lot of credit to that South defense.
2 first downs in this game for the North. Arnold looking for number 3. Dixon cannot make Colville miss. He does run through him, though, and gets the first down. And again, Colville has played some really good players. They beat Cincinnati Mulder last year to D Central. Probably not had many backs out of the backfield coming out of it, 6'1" and 225.
Not built like Dixon. I loved the fact he played for Terry Peebles. And a nice job of getting yards after contact here and creating enough separation there to get the first down.
So again, the first downs, the pass from Kano to Fletcher, at the end of the half, and then the roughing the punter penalty. Those were the 2 first half first downs for the North, and they've got their third of the game here.
Now let's see if you can relax a little bit, take a little pressure off. Now let's get into a rhythm here. That's really that, after you get that first down, there's a huge advantage for the offense. I think we have a delay game.
Correct. Back judge signaling the penalty. We want to make sure we recognize again, that's Justin Shippey, who is our lead referee. Justin, an outstanding basketball official, football official in Fort Wayne area. He's the golf coach at Carroll of Fort Wayne during the course of the spring. We have 7 officials working tonight's game, including Amanda Bender from South Bend, the first female official to ever work the North-South Football All-Star Classic.
Love what's happening in the Officials Association. If you're a young man or a young lady that has been active in athletics and you're done playing, go be an official. Great place to stay active in the game, earn a little money while you're in college as well.
Arnold finds Woods on the outlet again. Only a gain of a couple, but better than a sack being taken. And Arnold now has completed his 3 passes he's attempted so far in the half.
James shows great poise. There's contact all around him. Great job great job in general, just finding an open receiver here. Watch Marcus Hardy. He felt like he was open again, not enough time. Marcus, I feel you, brother. I'm right there with you. I get that, just not enough time.
Again, if I got to remind the young folks, Lance is part of the Union, played wide receiver at Warren Central and Purdue. Arnold comes back to Hardy on this one. Hardy makes a man miss, and he'll stroll out of bounds after having a first down. It's been a tough night for a talented young man. That's his first catch.
He's got some length. He has the athleticism here. Great job of getting yards after catch. Like to see him tuck the ball a little bit. But again, at 6'5", he is a specimen. He's got a big chance here to get to BCS school once he gets through with Ellsworth.
And now the North has it going. Four consecutive completions now for Arnold.
James has done a great job of just taking what the defense gives him, and then again now the offense plays with a little swagger, but nice response there by the South.
We've called Jaramillo's name a couple of times as a lead blocker. First time he's gotten the football. No gain on that play. We have called Maddox Blackwell's name as much as any defender in tonight's contest for the South. He was in on that tackle.
Comes downhill. Blackwell, again, has been around the ball, has a block punt, a scoop and score off of that block punt. And Blackwell, again, going to our good friend Kurt Mallory at Indiana State next year.
Made the semi-state in basketball for Bloomington South for legendary head coach J.R. Holmes. Bit of an errant snap that Arnold tracks down. And again, when in doubt, find your old high school buddy. Throw it towards 87. Miller makes the grab. Flag behind the play. I think this is going to count and then get some yardage tacked on the back end.
Yeah, Miller, nice job of presenting himself to Arnold, and then again Miller, another teammate of him, and is going on to play at Marion. Another great get for Coach Henniger.
First 15-yard penalty that we have seen marked off. I shouldn't say that's the second penalty we have seen of that ilk. Both teams in my unofficial total 4 penalties for 35 yards in the game.
Been impressive with all 4 quarterbacks. They've kept great poise under pressure. There's people around them, and they've done a nice job of staying in the pocket or climbing up in the pocket. Great example of that by James Arnold on that last play.
So 1st and 10. North looking to find pay dirt for the first time. And Arnold throws the deep ball looking for Hardy. He's got him. They figured some things out at halftime. North is on the board.
Great throw, great catch. Nice answer here for the North. I'd love to see kids respond to adversity, and that's exactly what James Arnold did that drive along with Marcus Hardy. Good to see them hook up.
So 80-yard touchdown drive followed by an 85-yard touchdown drive here in quarter number 3.
Both of those are unusual in this game because it's just hard offensively to go that far against great defenses, but both offenses have been able to do that on consecutive drives. Nice job by both sides.
31 catches for the Pirates this year, 11 for touchdowns for Hardy. Shepard's kick is up and good, and we will step aside. 3:02 to play, third quarter. South 38, North 7. We're back after this on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady.
Hello.
Did it again.
Hello.
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Liam Shepard in to kick it away.
So Shepard will boot this ball away. His last kick reached the end zone. Let's see if he can do that again. Gonna be close. Nope, Wilson gets it at the 3-yard line. Wilson is trying to find a seam and does. Held up. Be taken out about the 29-yard line. Let's thank our friends at First Federal Savings Bank, who salute Mishawaka's Jaden Seamak for his selection as a North-South All-Star. First Federal Savings Bank takes pride in being one of the top mortgage lenders in the state of Indiana, as well as being a full-service insurance bank that offers mortgage lending, commercial lending, deposit products, financial services, and insurances. The biggest bank, just the best. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 399927. Thank you, Tanner Lee and the good folks at First Federal Savings Bank for supporting our broadcast this evening. I thank all of you watching in the Rochester area on Rochester Fiber, one of the 10 different cable systems that brings you the ISC Sports Network on a 24/7, 365 basis. McCahill, and I have no idea how he got that through about 3 defenders. Then Stovall ends up giving up ground on the play. It's about a 5 or 6 yard gain. It'll be about a 3 yard pickup, but still fun to watch on both the pitch and catch.
We call that threading the needle. And again, found the crease there right behind the linebacker in front of the corner. Stovall again trying to make plays. Went backwards at times to go forwards, but again, that was exciting for a 3 yard gain.
Stovall going to play in Fort Wayne at St. Francis. Played for the Avon Orioles, who went 5-5 last year. Second down. McHale, and looking for Garrett Keith. Couldn't get it. First time that Keith has been targeted. Adai Llewellyn breaks up the pass. Third down.
Great job by Llewellyn. Love what Keith presents himself. Just again, 6'5", going to Hillsdale, the alma mater of my father-in-law. And so great job by Hillsdale up in Michigan of coming down and getting a great player like Keith.
Not the first kid from Center Grove they've gotten at Hillsdale over the years. No. Just across the Indiana state line.
Yep.
Longtime rival, the University of Indianapolis, play in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Third down and 7. Cahill's pass completed. No. Should have been completed. I spoke too soon. Unfortunately, Mason Peening could not track it down.
One of those things, the ball hung up there. Mason, I feel you. Again, you're trying to get that first catch, and you just kind of the ball, like handcuffs you. Been there, done that. Mason is a great player for Jake Gilbert from Westfield, and love what Mason's going to do as he's moving on to St. Francis.
Again, what Jake Gilbert has done at Westfield to build them to the 6A state final as quickly as they did. Just a few years removed from winning the 5A state championship. Pewterboss kick, end-over-end kick that will bounce and eventually will nestle down at about the 18-yard line. That is a punt of 49 yards. Coca-Cola of Kokomo wants to congratulate North Judson's Dylan Merritt for his selection of tonight's game. Family owned and operated since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is a partner with 25 high schools in North Central Indiana. Proud to keep the North Judson Blue Jays hydrated in the classroom and on the field. And before anybody in North Judson gets mad, that's the North Judson San Pierre Blue Jays. They get mad at you. You don't say all 4 names properly in that part of the state.
I understand that's why, again, you're able to recognize them and to do that, talking about just some great places in our state, but North Judson.
You've coached against the Blue Jays before.
Oh, yes. When I was at Kankakee Valley, over there many times.
You don't think I have your life story memorized by now?
You're a good man.
I wouldn't go that far. Walsh on the carry. And good work to keep forward momentum going for the North All-Stars. That's one of the better ground gains of the day for the North. They pick up, let's call it 7 yards.
Ryan Walsh going to play at St. Francis, and what has Coach Donnelly done there? Legendary job in Fort Wayne of just again picking great talent in our state.
If I have my fingers and toes kind of properly, this is the 25th year of football at St. Francis coming up.
And when they started football, kind of like when Marion did, it just kind of weren't sure what was going to happen, but they picked the right man, and Coach Donnelly, class act, has done a great job of just turning that into a powerhouse every year.
Arnold finds his man. That's one of the tight ends for the North. That is Tristan Hayes that makes the catch. Young man from Oak Hill, going to stay close by, played Indiana Wesley, and all of a sudden, things are clicking now for the North as they go fast tempo.
Love Tristan Hayes, played for one of my great friends and Bud, and I just love what he's done there at Oak Hill. Tristan again going to Indiana Wesleyan, another new program in our state.
Arnold throws, and Drew Pierce was the intended target. First incompletion in a while. And Arnold started 0 of 8, had completed his last 7. First incompletion since halftime. Thrown by the former South Adams Star Five.
It's amazing what happens offensively when you get that first down. You get into a rhythm. You kind of relax a little bit, and it really puts that defense on their heels a little bit. And Arnold was great last drive and started this drive well as well.
And how cool is this if you're Coach Mosier, you get to coach James Arnold one more time? One more time.
Well, he's been a special young man for Grant for the last 4 years, and to be able to have him in one more game, I think, is special for both of them.
Arnold. Line doing a good job of buying him some time. Was not sure anybody's going to be open. Bobbled and almost intercepted. The intended target that time was Zion King. First time we have called his name tonight. Young man from Harrison High School, going to go to Ball State.
Zion King, what a great job of understanding your quarterback is in to rest. If that's the case, you come back to him. Great rules of being a receiver. I'm sure Terry Peoples, who loves to throw the ball. I know he runs the ball a lot now at Harrison, but has legendary play calling for Hanover College, among other places. And so, but great job and a great young man there in Zion King.
3rd and 10. You might think it could already be 4-down territory at this stage.
Yeah, why not?
Arnold throws, catch made, forget 4th down. That's a 1st down. Filipovich with the tackle. That's the 2nd catch by Hayes on the drive and across the 50-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play.
Tristan Hayes again out of Oak Hill. Bud Osmond, just one of my, just a great coach. Done a nice job at Oak Hill. Tristan, nice job on the run. Well, I love what James did there. Arnold, he allowed his tight end to catch on the run in stride and put it in front of him to make some extra yards. Love it.
Ball spotted 36-yard line. Power toss goes to Woods, and Woods can't get outside, and for a 2nd play in a row, Filipovich able to make the tackle. No gain on the play, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. The North has done some things well. They have not dented the lead of the South. It's 38-7 after 3 quarters of play. Back with quarter number 4 after this, as you're watching on ISC and My Indy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Our friend Pat Kendall from Allstate Insurance wants to recognize Cathedral standouts Nathan McCahill and Jacob Langdon for representing the Fighting Irish in tonight's game. You're always in good hands with the Pat Kendall Insurance Agency and Allstate on the south side of Indianapolis. Give them a call today, 317-881-0412, and Pat will present once again our good hands of the game coming up during the post-game show. Both teams offensively, a little more traction in quarter number 3. But again, the final outcome of this game probably has been decided already. South leads 38-7. It was 31-0 at halftime.
Like to see how the North has responded. I mean, the South has continued to play well. The North is getting into more rhythm offensively. They're starting to have great balance now. And I love how James Arnold's playing.
Somebody moved. False start's going to be called. And the person that moved was the center. He moved the football. 5th penalty unofficially against the North All-Stars.
Unless you played center, unless you understand, here comes that blitzing linebacker, even though they might be bluffing, it is really hard to stay in there as a lineman when that happens. It's just something that, unless you've experienced it, don't be real critical of it.
2nd down and 15. Arnold gets to another drive here. Finds Hardy and Hardy steps out of bounds. Do so at the 30-yard line after a pickup of call it 11.
Great job by the North there of just creating a way to get half of that yardage back. Now you got a third and manageable, probably 4-down territory. Boy, Hardy starting to make some plays.
Coverage provided by Hunter Hatfield. Dixon out of the backfield. Filipovic able to steer him out of bounds, shy of the first down marker again. You're going for it here. 4th and a couple.
Absolutely, and again, you've got nothing to lose. You're down 31 points here. You've had a great week in general. Now let's just finish this off by playing well in the second half.
Line to gain is the 26. Four-man rush. Arnold throws it. That's Hayes. First down, 6-yard line. And how about this? On this drive, Hayes with 3 catches.
Well, Tristan Hayes, the Oak Hill product, love what he's doing. He presents himself again. He's 6'5", 225. Who would not want a 6'5", 225 tight end? Great job against the linebacker. I like what he's doing going to Indiana Wesleyan, a new program in our state, and they've got themselves a good one.
I believe this is year 4 for Indiana Wesleyan in football, joining St. Francis, Marion, and Taylor in terms of NAI football programs in the state of Indiana.
And those are regular participants in the NAIA tournament, and they just are well coached with great players.
Play clock at 2. Handoff goes to Dixon. Dixon knocked down.
Handoff goes to Mario.
Gets about the 2-yard line. Sean Sinovic, the state champs in Roncalli, amongst those on make the play.
The Royals now, no longer the Rebels. The Royals of Roncalli.
The Rebels?
Yeah, I'm just saying, making reference to that since people may not know that Roncalli has changed their nickname.
Happened mid-season.
Yes, and so, but just a great player for John Rodenberg.
Handoff goes to Dixon, and Dixon maybe inches a yard closer. That is, having served as the voice of the then Rebels for 4 years, it is so ingrained for me to say that I'm sure I'll mess it up in broadcast for years to come.
I've talked to Jason Simmons about that. He is a Roncalli and a Miami of Ohio grad, and both have changed their names since he's left. I'm not telling him that there's a theme there for him, not blaming him at all, but I do know that we were talking about that the other day on our walk about them now being the Royals.
Jason so active in the IFCA, big part of running this week's events. Of course, the head coach at Ben Davis High School. 3rd and goal. Adamio, the fullback. Dixon, the tailback. And Dixon won't get there. He got a yard. That's it. 4th and goal coming up.
Great job up front. Nice job by that defensive stout line there by the South. Scotty Evans, the D-line coach, just loves all 8 of those kids. Say they all are interchangeable and just loves how they've all played.
Brady Parker has to come out for a play for the North All-Stars, offensive lineman, Homestead High School. Play clock here is at 15 as Arnold enters the huddle.
I'm going to look for some way to get Arnold on the edge, some kind of play action, maybe roll him out a little bit.
They'll look to throw, looking for the jump ball to Hardy, tipped away. That was Hatfield that was able to work his magic. Young man's already got an interception in tonight's game. You'll see the South take over at the 1-yard line.
Great job by Hatfield. Love what happened. I love the play call to Hardy. Again, 6'5", give him a chance. Hatfield was up to the challenge. South Dearborn, again, product. Wow, what a play.
Thank our friends at the Davies County Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau. I want to congratulate Washington Hatchet, Trey Reed, and their head coach, Joe Morris, participating in tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Davies County is the place to go do something great. That stands for go, relax, and enjoy all of this when you visit Davies County.
Got a chance to talk to Joe Morris before the game. He is just tickled to death to be back home and just doing some great things at Washington.
Handoff goes to Valentine, and he was doing some parallel running in the end zone for a while, but able to bust it outside and pick up about 14 yards and a South first down.
Love Valentine's. Had a great week. Again, just a shifty runner. Played for our great friend Darren Fisher. So active again in the IFCA, and just had a lot of success at Whiteland, and a big reason was because of Valentine. Might have got away with a little bit of a horse collar there, but really didn't impede him too much.
Remember, he could grab that hair. That's legal.
Yeah,
Can't grab him by the shoulder pads. That's not legal. Valentine unofficially 6 carries for 29 yards. Little tap pass here. That's Connor Delp, and there was a variation. That play ran a semi-regular basis at CG this past season. And when Carson Steele was hurt the year before, Connor had some time as a wingback and a running back for Eric Moore's team.
Athlete. The young man can do a lot of things, and just I love what he does when the ball's in his hands. He's more of a natural receiver, great slot back in space, but can run and catch, and does a lot of neat things, and did a lot of great things for Eric Moore.
Clock rolls with, as you see on your screen, there are 8.5 minutes left to play in tonight's game. Ball spotted 25-yard line. Valentine off left tackle. And that'll be another first down before he is steered out of bounds.
Great job up front by the South offensive line and tight end. He got the edge. Valentine's quick enough to get there and get to the outside, but I just love the job that's happening up front.
Cannon Kelly along the offensive line. Jack Woodcock at center. Garrett Keith is the tight end that you referenced. Sam McCall getting some time at the left tackle position. Tucker Keevers in there at right guard. Again, he'll play for his dad at the University of Indianapolis.
Tucker played for Kyle Routh, a great coach at New Palestine. Love to see him doing well. I've seen Tucker for a long time. Just come to camps and things, and really happy for Chris to have the opportunity to be able to spend more quality time with his son for the next probably 4 or 5 years.
Nathan McCahill will be an absolute star at DePaul University. And it's very similar in terms of his story to what Connor Barthel did about 10 years earlier, where he was a one-year player in terms of getting to start. And when that happens as a quarterback, you often get overlooked.
Well, Brett Dietz understood he was really good, and Brett just got himself a gold mine of a find there, and McCahill who did great things.
And Brett Dietz, a professional quarterback himself, so he knows how to coach up the position. Handoff goes to Wilson, and again the offensive line doing their job, and there goes Wilson. Wilson flying down the field. A button, B button, goodbye, touchdown, 63 yards for Wilson.
Wow, what a play by Wilson. Again, he's got great vision. He's got the speed to finish on the long runs. Nice job up front. And he just did a great job and put a move late on that run that is simply pretty to watch.
Second rushing touchdown of the game. Again, you don't see that type of speed in many high schools, let alone at a 1A high school as he played at Covenant Christian.
Great to see the young man come out playing in this type of game and having this type of experience and showing that he belongs. And a lot of credit goes to Sean Lyons, his high school coach, and all the coaches at Covenant Christian.
With that, Hannah's extra point is good. South leads 45-7. We're back in 60 seconds. Who knows how far Wilson can run during that time? On the IFCA Sports Network and to your house right here on My Indy TV. McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows. Wherever you find your favorite app, And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Cuterbaugh on to kick this ball away. And the scores were often defensive or special teams in nature in half number one. A little more conventional, if you will, in half number two. And I'm not sure there's anything that was that conventional about what Wilson did from 63 yards away.
He was fantastic. He was electric. Great job of being patient and letting the line do their thing. But, boy, he has had a special game.
Llewellyn inside the 5-yard line. We'll bring it out to about the 29. It's time for another installment of Anderson, Madison County Visitors Bureau. Did you know? Did you know that the legendary Anderson Speedway is home to one of the best short tracks in America? It's the world's fastest high-bank quarter-mile oval, hosts late model street stocks, figure eight, and thunder car racing every week. I'll add to the read. Famous for the Little 500 that it's held every year. Check out Anderson Speedway and other racing events at visitandersonmadisoncounty.com. Clock is going to run, by the way, at this point.
Exactly. Been a good half. In general, I think the North has responded well. The South has continued to play well.
Blaze Kano getting some reps, looking for Hayes, and overthrows his man, and Hatfield has another interception. Third interception of the night for the South All-Stars.
Great job by Hatfield. Love what he's done. Just has come in and represent himself so well. Played for Rand Ballard, just one of the coaches in this game, and just happy to see the young man playing so well.
So the clock rolling with 6:10 left to go in the game. Langdon, Pence in the backfield for combination for the South All-Stars. Again, this is atypical for this game. For it to be this lopsided.
But what is typical that I love to see, great crowd. People have come from all over the state to watch these great seniors play in their last game, and it's great to see the stands full again here in July.
Handoff to Langdon, and Langdon wrestled down after a 7-yard pickup.
Good for a gain of 7. We'll bring up a 2nd and 3.
I want to thank our friends at Decatur County Memorial Hospital as they honor North Decatur's Logan Caney and South Decatur's Brian Whitcamper, earning their spot in tonight's game. Decatur County Memorial Hospital, the quality care you want close by. Visit dcmh.net or call 812-222-DOCS.
South will probably let this clock run a little bit and still run the football, but they'll look for that clock to be extended, that play clock, as much as it can.
Again, the handoff goes, nope, it's keeper by Pence. And Pence tripped up. That's Tyler Turley on the play. And talking about Grant Mosier getting to coach up James Arnold. Miller one more time. Craig Osika, a great Bricky alum that's now the head coach at Hobart, is to coach Tyler for one more occasion.
Craig is just a great coach on and off the field, and many of you Hoosiers will remember him playing at IU, playing with Randall L. Played for the 49ers and the Browns, but happy that Craig is back in this game. Well earned for the Brickies coach.
And led his Brickies back to the state championship game this past year. The great football communities in the state of Indiana. Pence. And that is incomplete. Adrian Terry was the target. And again, you say, hey, why are you throwing the ball? The clock's running. It doesn't matter at this point. There's around 4 minutes left to go. And punt team going to come on here. Or they might let Cuterbaugh try one from half the field away. I think that's what's going to happen. Hannah has gotten a field goal. Or, nope.
Yeah, they're going field goal.
Absolutely. So Wooten will hold. Cuterbaugh will attempt the kick from 50 yards out.
He's got the leg. We saw in pregame warm-ups. He can kick it.
Wooten puts it down, kicks blocked. Wooten then picks it up, and Wooten might run this for a first down. He does. It's been that kind of night. Kick is blocked. The team that had the field goal blocked picked it up to keep possession. First down for the South.
Well, it's nice to have your holder be somebody like Wooten, who is so explosive and being a playmaker, but just when it goes your way, it goes your way, and every way has done that for the South and Dave Pash in this game.
Reminder, we're going to have our passer of the game coming up at the post game, presented by G2 Wins. Got a young football player in your household, G2 Wins will make them better. Casey and Mike Gillen have a combined 55 years in a sideline at both the high school and college level. They'll bring that experience to make your football player better. G2wins.com has more. Handoff goes to Langdon. Nearly took out the umpire on the carry. Langdon will pick up 12. Another first down for the South, and it almost might be time where you can take a knee here if you're the South.
I would say there's really a good chance that may happen, if not on this play, but the following play. They've done such a great job. I can't tell if they're going to get into victory formation or what they're going to do here, but I know that Dave Pash is awful proud of what his kids have done tonight. Grant Mosier, just a class act himself from South Adams, and really the coaches, the players have all done a nice job to represent themselves all game. I think we're going to see a timeout taken here, or a penalty taken here, one of the two. It's going to be a timeout taken by the South. We'll take it with them. Minute 53 left to play in this one. South leads the North 45-7. You're watching on ISC and MyIndy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Shot at the buzzer.
She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
And it looks like it is victory formation time here coming for the South.
That is the favorite formation for any coach that's ever coached football and at any level. And it's something, give the kids credit, give the coaches credit, and it's really a class move here by Dave Pash. Just really happy with what's going on. No reason to try to score more points this late in the game.
Play clock is at 1. That's when the ball is snapped. Pence will take a knee. He'll lose 5 yards. They'll do this 2 more times, and that'll be the end of the contest. Our friends at First Federal Savings Bank wants to salute Derek Woods and Vinny Ambrose of Elkhart for the honor of playing in tonight's game. First Federal Savings Bank takes pride in being one of the top mortgage lenders in the state of Indiana, as well as being a full-service bank that offers mortgage lending, commercial lending, deposit products, financial services, and insurances. They don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 399927.
Great evening for football. So happy the weather cooperated. It was really a good week. I think the boys got chased off yesterday a little bit with the rain, but the coaches, again, could not reiterate the character of these young men, and that goes back to their high school coaches, their parents, and their communities.
And there will be one more snap taken. This game will come to its conclusion. Pence does that. And that is the end of this All-Star Classic. It was lopsided from the beginning in favor of the South as they scored on a block punt, a block kick, a pick six, and 2 long runs by running back Michael Wilson. South dominates this evening. Your final score, 45-7. Stay tuned. Post-game coverage comes your way next. Our post-game show presented by Methodist Sports Medicine. We're back after this as you're watching on ISC and MyIndy TV.
From just a dream to the reality of hearing the pitter-patter of little feet, our highly skilled staff at Decatur County Memorial Hospital are here for you every step of the way. From just a dream to the reality of hearing the pitter-patter of little feet, Our highly skilled staff at Decatur County Memorial Hospital are here for you every step of the way.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Oh, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
What a swim! Six of them.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Fans starting to head to the exits and head to the field here at Macholtz Stadium. All South tonight. They win at 45-7 over the North. It was 31-0 at halftime, 38-7 after 3. We had a running clock for the final 7.5 minutes of tonight's contest. Let's thank our friends at the Davies County Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau. I want to congratulate Trey Reed and head coach Joe Morris of the Washington Hatchets for being a part of tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic. Davies County is the place to go do something great. That means go relax and enjoy all of this when you visit Davies County. Trey, unfortunately, is the only young man that couldn't play tonight's game due to an injury. He's going to be a college baseball player. Was pitching for his Legion team on Monday night and got hurt, but he was here and participated. Of course, Joe Morris, we referenced him earlier in the broadcast. Joe Morris, the head coach at Washington, guy that wanted to go home and be a first-time football coach and led his team to the sectional championship game last year. Great things are in store for Joe Morris. And by the way, you see Micah Wilson there. He was named the game MVP by the IFCA. There might be a similar award from the broadcast crew coming up at some point in time in the broadcast. In fact, we can give it to him right now. Our MVP is brought to us by the Anderson-Madison County Visitors Bureau. You've heard it said many times, Anderson and Madison County, the fun starts here. It certainly was fun for Micah Wilson tonight. If you're looking for something to do, visit the website, visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com. Wilson didn't touch it very often. When he did, he was absolutely electric.
Micah, great patience, and then the ability to extend plays, to be able to run with that lean and finish in the end zone. Micah Wilson will do great things at Davenport.
Overall impressions of this game, Coach?
Great job by the North. They were able to capitalize on mistakes by the South. Just happy that we have football again with this All-Star game. It means so much to our state, and congratulations and thank you to the IFCA and all the coaches involved and their families and communities.
Brian Ney from Central Catholic talking to the North All-Stars, and one of those All-Stars is Adai Llewellyn from Pioneer. His appearance in this game presented in part by our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. They want to congratulate Adai for his selection in tonight's game. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is family owned and operated and has been since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo partners with 25 high schools in north central Indiana. That includes the pride of Royal Center in northwestern Cass County, the Panthers of Pioneer, multi-time state champions in multiple sports over the last few years. Congratulations, Adai, and to Pioneer. And the folks at Coca-Cola of Kokomo are proud to keep you both hydrated in the classroom and on the field.
Great game, just an overall fun time to be here, because we know now we're just weeks away from the start of practice and then games and the scrimmage, and looking forward to working again with you with the Warren Central Center Grove game coming up week 1 in mid-August, and it's just exciting to be here again.
We'll take this quick time out. Our post-game coverage will continue until 9:45. South all over the North, 45-7, 55th annual IFCA North-South Football All-Star Classic right here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello!
Did it again.
Hello!
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Tonight's IFCA North-South All-Star Classic on ISC and MyIndyTV. Presented in part by the following. The Anderson Madison County Visitors Bureau. The fun starts here. Visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com. And by Valparaiso University. Visit valpo.edu for information on how to schedule a visit. Our post-game show is powered by Methodist Sports Medicine. They're the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for the IFCA and for the North-South All-Star Game. On either side, win or lose, Lance, what are the memories you take from a night like this one?
I just think it's great to see this as we're seeing on the field right now. I give the IHSA all the credit. We were the only state in the country that got every sport in, had a full season for every sport. This is part of that. And so just to be able to have the families back together again to create these memories, I just give the IFCA, the IHSAA, and everyone involved just makes this night and this day very special.
Great to see Robert Falkins of the IHSA who was here as part of the festivities tonight. A couple of folks I want to thank behind the scenes and kind of recognize from a career standpoint these two gentlemen. Joe Hernandez has been a great volunteer for this game for many, many years. Served for over 30 years in the Athletic Communications Office at Ball State University. Decided a couple of years ago to get into the high school field, was the athletic director at Lafayette, Jeff, and did a wonderful job helping guide that department through the pandemic. Joe decided to step away over the course of the summer. Still looking maybe for one more final challenge in his career, but it is always good to see Joe as part of this game, and a tip of the cap to him because it had been 2 rough years for anything we had to deal with in terms of the pandemic. He handled it splendidly well at Lafayette Jeff High School. The other person that might not be known behind the scenes is Terry Downham. He has served as the sports information director at Kokomo High School, I think forever and a day at this point. Terry is also part of the stat crews at Purdue University and for the Indianapolis Colts. He and his crew from Kokomo High School working tonight's contest. It was announced in the last few days that Terry was going to retire from Kokomo, and broadcasters and writers from across the state of Indiana, but especially the North Central Conference, are forever indebted to the work that Terry has done these last few decades at Kokomo High School.
Well, you've talked about the behind the scenes with our ISC crew. That's just incredible. You've got the same thing that Terry has done. Anybody that's ever done a game in that North Central Conference or with Kokomo knows they don't get just the bare bones minimum. They get a book, and the hours he puts in and the pride he takes with Kokomo in general. Just very, very happy for him.
You and I say that like we broadcasted the 5A state championship game they were in against Columbus East a few years ago, and we know of what we speak. All right, back to the action tonight. Time now for the good hands of the game, presented by the Pat Kendall Agency of Allstate Insurance on the south side of Indianapolis. You're always in good hands with the Pat Kendall Agency. Give them a call, 317-881-0412. There were 2 special teams touchdowns, and how about this? Maddox Blackwell got the block and then picked it up 70 yards in the direction, scoop and score. Clearly our good hands play of the game.
Great job by Maddox again on special teams of understanding what he had to do about scooping and scoring. Was able to gather himself after the block and to be able to pick it up and score, and really again a tribute to him, to Gabe Johnson as coach, and going to Kurt Mallory at Indiana State. Happy for Maddox.
And thanks to Pat for his great support of our broadcast all fall last year and tonight here on the ISC Sports Network. We'll take this final timeout. We'll come back. Final thoughts from Anderson. We've got one more piece of post-game hardware to hand out. Final thoughts on this, and then Lance and I will start to look forward as to what the high school football season might look like this fall, knowing we are 6 weeks away from that. Anderson University, South beats the North, 45-7. Back to wrap it up next on ISC and MyIndyTV.
shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Hey, get a good look at Colton Pence, young man from Memorial High School. We'll talk about Colton coming up in a matter of moments. But one more did you know from our friends at Anderson, Madison County, and their Visitors Bureau. I think you know this one. Carl Erskine, proud graduate of Anderson High School from 1945. Signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers a year later. Threw 2 no-hitters, one against the Cubs, the other against the New York Giants, and played in 11 World Series games. They were the Dodgers till 1959. And if you think Carl's story is limited to just baseball, you're only getting half the story. In fact, Sunday is the 25-year anniversary of the first game at Victory Field. Carl Erskine played the harmonica for the national anthem at the first game in the history of Victory Field 25 years ago. Find that story and more when you log on to visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com. You saw Colton Pence on the screen. Let's acknowledge the award he is getting tonight, and that is our G2 Wins Passer of the Game. The passing stats weren't spectacular for any quarterback tonight, but I thought that throw was the best throw of the night right there, that 23-yard pass to Connor Delp. Unofficially, Colton 5 of 9 for 66 yards in tonight's game. It makes him our G2 Wins Passer of the Game. Got a young football player in your household? G2 Wins will make him better. Casey and Mike Gillen have 55 combined years in the sideline at both the high school and college level. They'll dedicate that experience to making your football player better, anywhere from the 3rd grade up to a college level athlete. Learn more by logging on to g2wins.com or email Casey at twowins@gmail.com. Coach, your final thoughts on this one?
Just well played by the South. They took advantage of every opportunity. The North battled back in the second half. Both coaching staffs and players have a lot to be thankful for. A great week. Thank you to the IFCA for all they've done to make this game work and bring all these communities and families together. Just a fun atmosphere.
And again, for these guys, it was wonderful to give back to the kids that had performed. And again, this is kind of like a reunion week for a lot of coaches around the state of Indiana. Even those that aren't here all 4 days, they all come back to be a part of this game. I think the best way to explain, though, how the mindset quickly changes, Grant Mosier from South Adams said, hey, my team camp's at Taylor tomorrow, starting at like 8 a.m. It is 3 weeks away from the start of full-on practice as of Monday, August 2nd.
Best time of the year. You finally get a chance to see how the weight room has helped you, how the summer workouts have helped you, and you get a chance. It's something that, again, our state was able to play last year, so these kids now are going to get into more of a normal routine, which I think is what we all need, and I'm just excited for these coaches and the upcoming season. 6
weeks from tonight, Lance and I will be at Warren Central High School. I'm not sure if they have named the press box after Lance at Warren yet. I'll commission that to happen at some point in time in the future. Center Grove and Warren Central, that's kind of like opening night for high school football in the state of Indiana. Every year, they met in the regional last year. They'll meet again in 6 weeks. We'll have that game for you. Same place you're watching it right now, the ISC Sports Network and My Indy TV. For our tremendous crew that were with you throughout the course of this one, on cameras, Robin Lynch, Eldon Wheeler, Becca Kelly, Shay Goodpaster. In the truck, Jake Morris, Daryl Tibbs, as well as our director in Jordan Shue. For Lance Scheid, this is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you for joining us for this All-Star Classic, one that's dominated by the South. The high school football season is not far away. Thanks for joining us in Anderson here on ISC and My Indy TV.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
McCulley in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Justin makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler! Whoa!
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.